call me up in the middle of the night, 'cause something doesn't feel right. No, we don't need to fight. I'm just trying to have a good time, yeah. Said it's lonely now when you're turning out the light. Said it's harder now to keep sight of everything you like about me. Just wanna have a good life. Torn at the seams, yeah, it's hard to believe that we made it this far. We were born in a dream, we've been lost out at sea, but together we are unbreakable. I called you up in the early morning light, 'cause something didn't sit right. I didn't wanna lie about it, but I stayed out after midnight. I said, I'm sorry, love, I don't ever wanna fight. Said I didn't mean to lose sight of everything you've done here for me, and I wanna share a good life. Torn at the seams, yeah, it's hard to believe that we made it this far. We were born in a dream, we've been lost out at sea, but together we are unbreakable. I'm never gonna let you down. I'm willing and I'm able. I'm never gonna drop the crown. Together we're unbreakable. Together we're unbreakable.
Oh baby, where you from, what you into, what's your favorite color, what's your mama like? I wanna know everything about you, yeah. Well, tell me all about your dreams, what you wanna do, what you wanna see, where you wanna go, yeah. I wanna know you, and nothing else, just you. So baby, tell me, oh, so tell me everything about you, girl. I wanna know everything about your world. So tell me everything about you, girl. Yeah. So do you wanna roll? Do you wanna go? We could destroy you, really get to know you. Yeah, really get to know you. Mama raised me right, gonna treat you right. I wanna get it right, yeah, right now we could be happy, happy. Just take my hand, let's go. I know you, and nothing else, just you. So baby, tell me, oh, so tell me everything about you, girl. I wanna know everything about your world. So tell me everything about you, girl. Yeah,
No more talking about it. The way it is, the way it is. It's no mystery. There's no getting around it. When you're here, we got chemistry. We light up when we ignite. forget to remember me. Remember me. I fight for you every second, to keep your touch in my memory. I try not to regret it. What could have been, should have been, if you would stay with me. When you leave, don't forget to remember, don't forget to remember me. When you leave, don't forget to remember, don't forget to remember me. Remember me. Remember me. We light up when we ignite.
I walk with her, gate of a man too bored to stop. Fuzzy face and lost, and Sorrento's dead, dreamland on draws. But I don't wanna move that way. There's a nostalgia caffeine days. No, I don't wanna face that face. Staring down yesterday's belly. No, I don't wanna look that way. For no reason at all, I shake my sandy head bone dry, and the widest eyes see a sea of vital wilds. Under my own passing lane, it's taking me back to my hopeful days. But I'm tired, so tired to kill the chain. It's tough to change your steel ways. It's tough to change. But I don't wanna move that way. There's a nostalgia caffeine days. No, I don't wanna face that face. Staring at yesterday's belly.
ASL 시즌 10 타임리스.
이재호 선수에게 마이크 넘겨보도록 하겠습니다.
일단은 코스를 하나 생각하고 있고요. 제가 지난 시즌에 그 도재욱 선수가 뽑으려고 했는데 그게 됐잖아요. 어쨌든.
자 이재호 반항하고 있습니다.
지르네요.
서를 뿌리쳤어요. 이재호가 반항하고 있어요. 서를 뿌리쳤어요.
이재호 탈락했으면 좋겠습니다. 16강에서.
그게 좀 마음에 빛이 있어서
그래서 방식이 바뀌었잖아요. 재호 때문에 선수를 지명한 게 아니고 이제 붙이는 걸로 이재호법이 생겼기 때문에 저희 뽑는 순간 그냥 저희 다시 이제 100% 들어갈 수 있습니다.
다른 선수들은 오시고 싶으신 분 없나요?
아 도재욱.
아 도재욱이에요.
네. 손에 깍지 끼고 가야 되는 거니까.
다 풀리고 지금 호감 엄청 상승했어요.
비조는 죽어가고 있어요. 조가요.
어떻게 해야 될지 모르겠어요. 지금 솔직히. 혹시 성춘형님이 좀 조언 좀 해주실 수 있나요?
넘치고 있는 그 저그 쪽에서
네.
그나마도 좀 상대하기 편안한 선수를 잡는 것이 좀 현실적이지 않나. 아니면 다른 생각으로 저그 중에 제일 센 선수를 때려잡고 패기를 보여주면서 결승까지 가는 거예요.
야, 뭐하냐? 모르는 거지. 뭐 어떤 뽑으래?
아, 뭐가 좋냐고? 저는 개인적인 성향을 말할게요. 약간 좀 덩치 있는 독특한 컨셉의 그런.
아, 진짜 뽑았어요. 아니 여기는 와 임성준의 아바타, 와 도바타.
저는 앞으로 그냥 성춘형님 말만 따르려고요.
이번 시즌에 제가 예상을 했을 때는 저의 그 조언을 들었기 때문에
네.
최소 4강.
와 무당춘 여기서 예언까지 하는 거예요?
네,
최소 4강. 남은 선수가 이제 3명 다 저거예요.
네.
김명호 선수가 이게 이제 기회가 남았잖아요. 뭔가 바꿔줄 수 있는지. 왜냐면 저번에 또 이제 김명호 선수한테 8강에서 아픈 추억이 있잖아요.
근데 그거는 어차피 저 이기고 4강 갔어도 이영호 선수한테 떨어지셨고요. 예.
또 저그가 걸릴 것 같아서 좀 까다로울 것 같긴 한데.
아 이것도 좀 끝까지 지켜봐야 될 것 같습니다.
네. 와 김성대 선수 들어가면서
네.
그룹 B도 이 죽음의 조가 지금 됐습니다.
어려운 이런 그 난관이 예상될 만한 쪽으로 선택이
네.
됐습니다.
Today's matchup. 라이트 이재호, 베스트 도재욱, 라바 임홍규, 액션 김성대. ASL 시즌 10 16강. 핫식스 아프리카TV 콜로세움 라이브 ASL에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another day here of the ASL, and it's going to be a very special day. I'm so excited to see who's going to get out of this group. It's a really tough one to call.
Yeah, this is a really fun group here tonight. I'm really thinking Light's going to make it out, but who else? It's hard to predict.
It's a tough call for sure. We're going to do a quick interview now with our players here and see exactly what they're thinking. We have questions from Young as well as questions submitted from our fans. She says hello to our 4 players. They bow and say hello back.
먼저 이재호 선수와 인사 나눠볼게요. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
So hello, Light.
이재호 선수는
Let's
지난
start with
시즌
you.
ASL에서의 최고 성적 준우승을 또 기록하셨습니다.
You were the runner-up.
이번 시즌에는 우승에 대한 욕심이 많이 나실 것 같아요.
But I imagine you're not satisfied with results like that.
하는데 일단 16강.
Yeah, I'm feeling greedy.
많이 모여가지고.
But
많은 시청자분들이 이제 죽음의
I think I've already got a tough group right now here in the round of 16.
이거를 극복하는 게 일단 가장 먼저 해야 될 일 같고 이거 극복하면은
I think really this is my first task. If I'm going to get ahead, I need to get over this hump, get through the round of 16. If I can advance here, I think I have very good chances to win this season. How was your preparation? Well, my preparation was,
준비하는데 어려움은 없었고.
I think it was pretty good.
걱정이 됐던 거는 항상 그
There is one thing I'm worried about.
시즌만 되면 잘하잖아요. 이번에 진짜 너무 잘하더라고요. 게임하는 거 보면.
Whenever we have tournaments, Best shows some pretty surprising results.
제가 대회에서 일격을 좀 많이 맞아가지고.
I've been pretty impressed with him in the past.
솔직히 좀 걱정된 선수들이
Also,
보였어요.
whenever I go up against Action, he tends to
3라운드
beat me a lot,
올라가서
so
잘할 수
I'm a little bit uneasy about it.
말씀들을 많이 하시는 게 아무래도 이 4명의 선수 모두 ASL에서 4강에 한 번쯤은 다 가본 경험이 또 있는 선수들이기 때문에 그런 것 같은데 제일 좀 까다롭게 느껴지는 오늘 가장 고비가 될
So
것
in
같은
Group B,
경기는 어떤 선수와의 경기인가요?
everybody's made it to the semifinals at least once.
경기가 가장 고비가 될 것 같습니다.
이재호
Who do you think is the most
선수가
difficult player?
굉장히 많이 경계하고 있습니다. 도재욱
I said my first opponent is
도재욱 선수와도 이야기를 나눠보겠습니다. 안녕하세요.
Best,
안녕하세요.
who's referring
자,
to.
도재욱 선수
Let's go to you now, Best.
이번에도 만만치 않다는 평가를 이재호 선수를 비롯해서 많은 선수들이 하고 있습니다. 본인 스스로에 대한 평가는 어떤가요?
뭐
A lot of people say that you're a very difficult player to deal with. What are your thoughts on that take?
뭐 말은 이렇게 해도 뭐 제호.
I think I'm okay online, but I actually think I'm pretty sloppy in offline events. Even when he says he's worried about me, I'm sure he's pretty confident he'll actually be able to
아무래도
beat
이번
me.
조지명식 때 임성춘 해설의 조언을 많이
Anyways, I'm just going to try to empty my mind.
연습을 하면서 아 조언을 듣기 잘했다.
So when we had the group
하는 좀 생각이
nomination,
드시던가요?
아니요.
you got into the reins advice
아니 저는 연습하면서
after we finished the group nomination. What was
잘못된
going
것
through your
같다는
mind?
생각을 했어요.
어디에서부터 잘못됐다는 생각이 좀 드셨어요?
그
I think
홍기를
taking
제가
his
뽑는 게
advice was the wrong
아니었는데
decision.
홍기를 뽑는 순간 뭔가 잘못됐다고 느꼈.
I think I should have picked Larva.
뭐 잘못 뽑은 것 같긴 한데 뭐 준비는 열심히 했습니다.
As soon as I made my decisions in the groups, I knew it was a bad one. But anyways, I gotta face it. I'll figure it out.
ASL에서 도재욱 선수의 다전제를 정말 손꼽아 기다리시는
If you
분들이 많은데
make it to the quarterfinals, we're going to see you in best of fives. We haven't seen that in quite some time now. A lot of fans are very eager to see you in a series that long.
참 시간이 오래 흘렀는데 이번 시즌은 꼭 한번 저도 8강.
That's true. It's been quite a while.
네, 기대하겠습니다. 이몽규 선수와도
I
인사
hope I can
나눠볼게요.
do my best to
안녕하세요.
achieve that and get
도재욱
there.
선수가
show them
이몽규
good
선수를
games.
선택한
Let's
것부터
go to you now, Larva.
이번
Hello.
시즌 조편성이 조금 꼬인 것 같다라는 이야기를 방금 전에 하셨습니다. 이몽규 선수는
So
조에
Bass
대한
says
좀
he
느낌은
screwed himself
어떠세요?
일단은 오히려 강한
by selecting Larva in this group. How are you feeling though?
네.
좀 연습하는 데 있어서 좀
I think
마음가짐을
since
좀
we've got strong
편안하게
players in my
했어요.
group.
왜냐면 다 강하니까 누굴 만나든지 어차피 좀 제가 열심히 하면 되는 부분이기 때문에.
I think whoever I face is going to be strong. So I'm really more focused on myself than my opponents. And that's how I prepared coming into this today.
제가 알고 있습니다. 오늘 좀
Well,
준비하느라
yesterday you had your
펼쳐나갈
streams on.
컨디션은 준비가
I was
돼
watching you, in
있으신가요?
fact.
연습도 연습이지만 이제
How was
좀
your condition?
컨디션이
How would you
좋아야
rate yourself?
당일날 경기할 때 게임도 잘 되기 때문에
I think prep is important, but I think your condition on the day that you actually have the match is even more important.
연습할 때
So
또 바짝 열심히 하고 또 그렇게 해가지고
I try to make sure I had enough time off, enough time to relax
제
too.
기억에 ASL 시즌 8
So I would say my condition is good today.
이재호 선수와 김성대 선수와 같은 조였다가
So ASL
이몽규
season 8.
선수가 최종전에서 눈물을 머금고
You eliminated light in
탈락했던
action.
기억을 가지고 있거든요.
Eliminated by, excuse
근데
me.
또 오늘 공교롭게도 이렇게 같은 조에 그 두 선수가 함께 있습니다. 좀 정말 복수해주고
You
싶은
fell into
선수가
the final
있다면 어떤
matches
선수인가요?
and then fell in the round of
개인적으로
16.
이재호 선수한테 조금
Are there any players you're hoping to get revenge on?
너무 아쉽게
Personally,
져가지고 시즌 8에서
I'd like to get revenge on action.
아직까지 좀 약간 마음속에 응어리 아닌 응어리가
I thought it was a close match.
그래서 한번 복수해보고 싶어요.
I think it was one step away from me making it to the next phase of the tournament. So I would be pleased if I can get my revenge on him today.
안녕하세요.
자, 20세
Over to you,
때
Action.
잠을 많이 못 자서 컨디션이 안 좋았을
In the round of
때
24.
16강에 올라오셨잖아요.
네.
오늘 16강에서의 컨디션은
You said
어떠신지
your condition
궁금해요.
wasn't that great, but then you made it out of the group anyways. How's your condition today?
영향을 받는 것 같진 않아서 컨디션은 별로 신경 안 쓰고 있고 그래도 이번에 연습을 좀 했으니까 자신이
I wouldn't say my condition affects the day I actually have to
저저전을
perform.
굉장히 잘하는 선수로 제가 알고 있는
Anyways, I'm pretty
김성대 선수. 저랑 아까 전에 대기실에서 잠깐 얘기를 나눴을 때는
Everybody knows your
오늘 첫 경기
ZVZ is
저저전이어서
quite dominant.
망했다. 라고
You
얘기를
have
하시더라고요.
excellent ZVZ results.
이게 좀
But in the
심리적인지
makeup room, I heard you
작전인지 아니면 정말 저저전이 많이
hemming and hawing about
걱정되시는지.
your ZVZ.
근데 솔직히 대회 때
You seem to be complaining.
승률이 너무 좋아가지고
Is that your strategy to complain and make it
자신은
look like you're
있는데
weaker than you
항상
actually
저그
are?
입장에서는 저그가 무서울 수밖에 없는 것 같아요. 이제 어떤 변수가 생길지 모르기 때문에.
Well, I think mirror matches are very hard to predict.
자신 있으신가요?
There's just many
오늘
variables at play.
8강에 몇 번째로
But personally, I am
진출할 거라고
confident.
생각하시나요?
올라가면 첫 번째요.
올라가면 첫 번째. 굉장한 자신감을 보여주고 계시는데요. 자,
So are
지금부터는
you gonna get out first or
본격적으로
second in your
팬
group?
여러분이 전해주신 질문을 선수들에게
He says if I advance to the
드려보도록
quarterfinals,
하겠습니다.
it'll be the
먼저
first
이재호
player to
선수에게
get out.
질문 드릴게요.
All right, questions from the
최근
fans now.
커뮤니티를 뜨겁게 달군
Light, starting with
경기가
you.
있었습니다. 기억하실 텐데 이재호 선수가 프로토스를
So there was a big,
잡아내는 모습을 보고 많은 분들이 열광을
A lot of talk
하셨죠.
about winning with Bio against Protoss, using some tanks as well. And you were Bisu was part of how that ended up happening is you defeated Bisu with that build.
그 맞아야지.
Can you tell us about that?
그게 이제
And do you have anything you want to say to him?
또 게임을 재밌게 해줘가지고 또 그렇게 나왔는데.
I think if you're clapping, you need two hands.
유튜브도 잘 쓰고
You can't make it happen.
너무 좋고요. 좀
It had to have Bisu there too to make a game like that.
같이 했으면 재밌겠다 싶었는데 그거 좀 아쉽고.
We also got a lot of
다음
viewerships in that
시즌에
game.
같이 했으면 좋겠습니다.
같은
It's too bad
프로토스
Bisu couldn't make it to the round of
도재욱 선수는
16.
그 경기
But I hope we get to play some more
보셨나요?
fun matches against him on our streams in the future.
제호가
What about you,
그냥
Best?
기계인 줄 알았어요. 사람이 아닌 줄 알았어요. 손놀림이
Yeah, when I was watching that live,
자기가 생각한 걸 그대로
he was
하더라고요.
playing
너무
like a
신기했어요,
machine.
보면서 저는.
자, 이어서
He
도재욱
executed everything
선수에게
perfectly.
팬분들이 남겨주신 질문인데요.
I was pretty shocked, to be
시즌
honest.
도재욱 선수를 우승 후보로 뽑는 분이 있습니다. 바로
Best, let's go to you.
출전 예정인 장윤철 선수인데요. 이 우승 후보에
There's
대한
one player who was always
예측이
saying Best is the favorite.
장윤철 선수에서 나왔기 때문에 기분이
That is
막
Snow,
좋지만은 않으실
your
수도
friend.
있을 것 같거든요.
네네.
어떻게
Snow is down here
생각하시는지
to
질문을
spectate.
주셨네요.
제가 윤철이가 한
How do you feel about his comments? Does that help you or hurt you
우승
to have that
후보로
kind of support
뽑고
from Snow?
그래서
맞아요.
4시즌 연속 강탈했어요. 그래서 뭐 물론 윤철 때문은 아니지만 윤철이
네.
Snow's always picking me as the favorite 5 seasons in a row.
이번에도
in all the tournaments. But all 5 of those seasons, I died pretty quickly.
그 뚫고 올라가면 또 우승할
He
수 있을
picked
것
me
같아서
first out of the
한번
group
열심히
again.
하겠습니다.
장펠레의 기운을 이겨내고
네.
네, 오늘 또
I
8강
think he's
진출을
cursed
할수
me.
있을지 지켜보겠습니다. 자, 이어서
Hopefully I will
이범규
actually
선수에게
manage to do well
남겨주신
today in spite of
질문인데요.
Snow selecting me.
예전에는 아무래도
Over to you, Larva.
강렬한 세리머니를 많이 남겨주셔서 그 부분을 기억하고
In the
계시는
past, you've had
팬분들도
provocative
많은데
winning ceremonies.
스타크래프트의 악동
A
느낌에서
little bit of a
이제는
bad boy
한
side.
가정의 가장 느낌이 조금 더 강해진 것 같다.
But now you're a
이것이
dad.
조금 더 올라간다면
You're a family man
그때
now.
강렬한 세리머니를 볼 수 있을지
Will you still show the
질문을
crazy
남겨주셨네요.
ceremonies that you've used in the past when you
아마
win?
결승전에서
Or will you be more
좀 그런
conservative?
모습을 보여드릴 것 같은데 자꾸 못 가가지고 아무것도 못 보여드리는데 결승전보다 만약에 오늘 또 이렇게 질문 받았으니까 오늘 경기 이기면은 오늘 한번 세레머니 제대로 해보도록 하겠습니다.
기대되는데요.
Yeah, sure. If I
네.
win and I make it to the
오늘
quarterfinals,
경기도
I'll
한번
absolutely show you guys
지켜보겠습니다.
something badass.
김성대 선수에게 남겨주신 질문입니다. 자, 이번 주 일찌감치도 서울로 올라오셔서 김윤환 선수와의 연습을 통해서 또 오늘 경기 준비하셨잖아요.
So this week you came to
팬
Seoul early.
여러분들께서는
I guess he
우려 아닌
lives out of the city.
우려를 또 좀 하고 계시는 것
You
같은데
did some prep
얼마만큼
the last
좀
couple days, but you were prepping with
흡수를
calm.
하셨는지, 또 얼마만큼 좀
How much of that
걸러
prep
들었는지
was actually helpful?
이런 질문이
And how much of that
올라왔네요.
of his advice did you have to just discard and stick to what you already know in order to get ready for today?
그래가지고 본인이 약간 3-4시간 잤음에도 계속 제 뒤에서
Again,
지루했을 텐데
fans
경기를
don't need to
계속
worry about
봐줬고.
Calm's advice and
본인
strategy.
잠을 줄여가면서까지.
네, 그래가지고 진짜 고맙고
He barely
밥도
slept,
사주고 마사지도 해주고
and he
막
definitely
이래가지고
focused on having me
진짜
with the right prep
컨디션
coming in
관리는
here.
완벽했어요. 그렇기 때문에
He really helped me a lot,
게임도
in all
많이
honesty.
많은
I
도움이
really, really
됐을 것
appreciate
같아요.
him.
그래서 오늘 꼭 이기겠습니다.
김윤환 선수의 가르침을
And I think I got a lot of help
100%
coming into
흡수했다.
this. So
걸러낸
because
건
of Calm's help,
하나도
I
없다.
think I'm going to do very well
개인적으로
today.
걸러낸 건 있습니다. 근데 이제 그 외적으로 또 우승자 출신이기 때문에 많이 배울 게 있었고 이번 시즌이 좀 힘들더라도 다음 시즌부터 막 많이 본받을 만한 게 있었던 것 같아요. 그래서
Even though the season's tough,
네, 오늘 네 분
I think,
성실한 인터뷰 대답
I
감사드리고요.
could use
오늘
his
멋진
advice and
경기
strategy in the
기대하겠습니다.
future.
인터뷰 고맙습니다.
All right, that does it for our interview, guys. So today's going to be crazy, guys. I don't know, man. I think you're right, Artosis. Light is supposed to advance no matter what, right? I mean, it's hard to imagine him losing, but the thing is, each of these players can take a game or two off of Light.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not a lot of games still in the round of 16, certainly more than the round of 24. Yeah, this is going to be so fun to see who's going to get out. I think Best might be the weakest out of the players in the group.
That's a statement.
I mean, Action, I think, is probably going to be getting out either first or second as well.
Really? Wow.
Larva's very good, but I think Larva might have an edge over Best. Best is one of my favorite players, by the way.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites as well.
I think everybody loves Best. He's just really fun, the way that he approaches the game. Why are you laughing at me? What's so funny?
Just the way you said it. It was just.
I like Best. Everybody likes Best.
Everyone
Hey,
loves Best.
Okay. No, he's so fun. Even if you don't play Protoss, I think you can get behind Best and root for him. He's a lot of fun. Very charismatic player, but this group is crazy. This group is brutal.
It is a brutal group. Honestly, if I had to like rank them in what I think their skills are, I think Light's the best player here, like for sure.
Sure.
I actually think Best is second best player here.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he doesn't really deliver in live events.
No, I mean, they mentioned that in the interview too.
I think I'm like Snow with my predictions, where like each season I'm like, well, Best is actually one of the only people that looks like he could win it, and I've kind of stopped saying it at this point because he just doesn't. He doesn't deliver. He doesn't deliver.
Right.
But his actual base skill, I think, is the second highest in the group. In my opinion. I mean, Larva and Action are amazing players, but yeah, I hope to see Best perform here.
So we are moments away from starting this group here. Again, the first two games are going to be best of ones, then we go into the best of threes. By the way, guys, Sunday, Group C is going to be so crazy.
Oh, dude. It's
Flash is
amazing.
random will be debuted. We've got Free, Snow, and Hero as well.
Is he going to be able to beat Free? Because the old Free is back, Tasteless.
That's right. very exciting. Hero is a real threat to the players in that group. Snow is the best Protoss I think there is right now.
He is. No, it's a really exciting group. And Group D is like a group of death as well. The whole round looks amazing. To be honest, Group A I was very excited about, but I think that's going to end up being our worst group.
You might
as
be
far
right.
as game quality goes.
Yeah.
Now take a look at this group, of course. Light getting runner-up last season. Zero dispatching him pretty easily. But Light is on a tear lately. He is just so unbelievably good. He has really broken out of the weird place he was in for a long time.
Yeah.
And, like, there's just not a question. He is head and shoulders above every Terran other than Flash.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he's the guy that everybody's studying now.
Yeah.
And with Flash playing random for the time being. Also, a lot of the stuff that Flash does, it doesn't seem like any other human can do.
Yes. Very much so. Well, I want to mention, by the way, from the interview they were talking about the bio build that Light did against Bisu. I'll link on Twitter later and I'll send it to you. It is one of the most magnificent games you'll ever see. It is insanity.
It's so cool.
It is insanity. When both Gypsy and Nyokin send it to me at the same day, with it, I'm like, oh, okay, I have to watch this. And man, was it good.
So, again, Light, eager to win an ASL. This guy has just been getting stronger and stronger with each passing season. He's so consistent. If you ever go on AfreecaTV and just watch live streams of all the pros duking it out, Light is crushing everybody.
Oh, yeah.
This guy is so good.
He's monster mode. It's kind of funny. He's got a losing rate in ASL overall.
That's totally weird.
Yeah. Well, it's like you are a very good pro if you're at 55%. 55. If you have a 55% win rate, you can win a championship with that. Just to throw that out there, right? So StarCraft is a hard game in that regard. Like here's Best. He's one of the best players, 53%. Right? Right? We were just talking. That's a really good win rate. It's just so hard at this level. But anyways, Best versus Light. I just don't know how this will go, Tasteless. It can really go to either side in a best-of-1 format like this.
Yeah, this is going to be crazy because, in best-of-1, absolutely Best could take a game off Light.
Oh, yeah, totally. Best can beat anyone best-of-1.
And I know it's unlikely, but it is possible. It has to be said. It is possible for Light to be eliminated today.
No, it's not.
A couple things go wrong, Artosis. Your boy Light.
If Light gets eliminated from this group,
he's going home in a hearse,
Artosis.
Artosis.
Okay?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Shakura's Temple for game 1 here. Group B. Light versus Best is ready. Let's go.
ASL 시즌 10 게임 준비 완료. 샤크로스 템플에서 게임을 시작합니다.
Okay, so both players are hugging the right side of the map. And we're getting to the part of the tournament where ASL becomes a lot more interesting. This phase, and then especially when we get to the final 8. So much prep work can come in here. I think no matter who you are, you better be good at all the matchups to get out of this group.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
So this is going to be really fun to see what they're going to do exactly. Light is looking very, very tough for any Protoss to beat.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
he's so solid in the matchup, and that was always like that was his weakest matchup for a very long time. But he's really kind of figured it out at this point. It's just his mechanics plus decision making now is of the highest level, other than Flash. It's just he's got the best macro out of all the Terrans. It's actually really annoying talking about Terran players because of Flash. Because anything that you say about anyone, you have to be like, except for Flash, of course, because Flash is so good that everyone, so it's kind of I'm going to try to skip saying that, but like, Light's the best man. He knows what he's doing. He does it well. And I'm just excited to see him play here tonight. I almost don't want to have him get out in first so I can just see more games of him.
Oh yeah, get more builds and stuff out of him.
Oh,
here.
Totally.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this will go. It's probably very important for Best that he wins the first match. Both the Zergs he could go up against.
Yeah, best of
the
threes
losers. Yeah,
those guys are monstrous ZVP, both of them.
Yeah, those guys will definitely, no matter what, take a game off of you, and probably two.
Yeah, yeah.
So
you're very right about that. I think this is crucial for Best to get out, to go to the winners match. Basically, he's going to probably need a couple tries against Zerg.
I think so.
You want to have that in your back pocket. You don't have to have to win out. It's definitely. Let's put it this way: it's easier to win a best of 1 against Light than 2 best of 3s against Larva/Action.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And again, the ZVZ that's just around the corner here, that's going to be pretty cool too.
Yeah,
Larva and Action.
Action has been so good, ZVZ, and then Larva is quite a strategic ZVZ player.
He's someone who usually has a pretty specific special build that he's going to, he lots of times tries to win. Yeah, I think you nailed it. Off of a strategy. But I wonder what exactly is going to happen there. This game, we have a very slow PVT to start things off. It looks like it's going to be a pretty quick Nexus. I think this is actually Nexus before Dragoon even.
Yeah. So just core into that Nexus. And Light's going to scout that. He knows exactly what's going on. He actually already was sending Marines down, which is kind of funny. And he's starting a bunker. This like actually could get a little bit rough.
Yeah, one of the reasons why you don't see Protosses do this every game is because you are not safe against specifically a bunker rush. So
yeah, if you make it before the Dragoon, right? Like you don't actually have any defense for this.
Yeah,
that is highly annoying.
So now I don't even know what Best wants to do. I mean, do you want to try to cancel that Nexus?
Yeah, that's
I don't think you can
question,
save it, right?
Because this costs Light nothing to do.
Right.
This was like completely free almost.
By the way, a CC is about to start over here on Light's side of the map.
Yeah, I wonder. Like, he's not actually going to have enough goons to save this because you can do little moves where you like walk your goons into fire range because you can't target a bunker.
Yeah, and he does have enough.
He's going to have to cancel. Like, that's 3 Marines in a bunker. He's going to end up killing the Nexus.
Yeah, I guess he wants to wait until the last second. I almost feel like it's better to cancel now, right? And then try to use the minerals for something else. But I'm not sure exactly what the mindset is. Now, because Light is going to get a base up even more quickly, I'm not sure what Best needs to do. I mean, he's going to get 2 gates. He's getting Dragoons with range. Okay, great. But back at home, Terran is getting further and further ahead. Now, because Best is leading so hard into Robo and Gateway, maybe there's some kind of a timing attack. Maybe he can kill the bunker and then bulldog down the Terran in sort of an old school style.
I think that might actually be what he's going for here. Because if your opponent is doing this, right, if they're doing some sort of bunker rush, I guess the part that really hurts is that Light didn't have to send any SCVs. So he can actually, like, defend very, very well, very cleanly at home. But you know that he's, like, going for a command center, right? Like, that's just always going to be the case.
It's no secret.
Yeah, so that means that he'll probably be on 1 factory siege tanks with siege mode, which, like, there's not really, like, you just can't afford doing everything at once.
See the Marines being emptied out. He's trying to draw some of the Dragoon shots out and then have the Marines hide inside the bunker. And so he's killed this off. Not bad. The SCV is going to hide around the corner to try to run back in to do scouting. We have a shuttle coming here? I imagine we do.
100%.
I don't see an observatory here yet, but I know we're going to have one soon.
Because, like, when you do a move like this, you generally, like, you have to get Siege's Terran, basically.
Right.
This was not the type of situation. If it was Nexus first, you can go mines, but against this, it's like, well, that's not going to work out.
Right. So he's now chasing this SCV over here. This SCV is going to get in. I don't know what he's going to see. That's one probe hit. In fact, he's going to end up driving the SCV towards the robotic support bay. Now, I think most Terrans would suspect Reaver's coming from this. You don't really have a lot of other options for what you want to do.
But just knowing Reaver is so incredibly powerful, because if you know that they have Reaver tech, you're not going to take any damage from the Reaver. You make your turret ring.
Yeah.
You know? You spend the money on that. And with his command center for this long, this is an extremely good position for Light.
Now, very few games in StarCraft at the highest level can you make a mistake that is so bad that you didn't die immediately, but you're in one of the most crazy uphill fights ever. Best is in that situation, though. Terran's getting the ring of turrets. Protoss has no idea what's going on inside that ring of turrets. It could be another command center. It could be a lot more factories. It could be a starport. The map is a dark and scary place for Protoss right now, and so this is a tough one. I mean, playing blind is never something you want to do in StarCraft, and that's exactly the kind of game that Best is in right now.
Well, I think Best is just going to... the thing is, if he tries to attack, it's going to get slaughtered.
Right.
Light is 100% defended. He's even getting the third factory, which is the safest thing you can do. Like, you will not die to anything in the entire game in this type of situation.
Also, you know, the placement of that depot and the barracks, you just can't get to where the tanks are.
Yeah. He's got the perfect turret spread and everything. I think Best just needs to make a third Nexus. That's the only choice.
Yeah, the turrets are spread out enough that you're never going to quite be able to unload there with the Reaver and then get the shuttle back out.
Yep.
There's a whole art to placing turrets in such a way that they just can't do what they want to do, but you can still end up baiting them in. I think a weaker player tries to drop there, loses the Reaver, loses the shuttle. Terran gets even further ahead.
Oh, yeah, if you were to lose a shuttle and Reaver right now, you're not coming back from this game. Like, Light will just kill you.
Yeah.
In fact, with what he's moving out with right now, even this can be scary, right? I don't think he's going to do, like, a full attack. He's on 3 factories, which is, like, he can probably pressure a little bit, but trying to kill his opponent, it might be cleaner to either go up to more factories if he wants to do something like that, or just make that third command.
Yeah, Terran is looking very well-rounded, very safe here. This is exactly why Light is so good. You're sort of seeing it here. It's like every decision is the correct one, and it allows him to get his lead further and further along here. So Best is going to take a third. Now, Best isn't dead. I know we've been doing a lot of praising here of Light, but Best is still in the game. It's just going to be hard to imagine him holding this. Now, the push is coming forward here. We need to watch the Reavers and see how many of the Scarabs connect with the targets. Can he keep these Reavers alive?
Yeah, the Reavers are really crucial here because the Army of Light is way better than what Best has. And look at this, he's already surrounding some of these goons and getting some pretty free kills. 2 goons already falling. The Reaver's gonna drop out. Let's see where the Scarabs hit. Okay, he's killed 3 of them so far.
Yeah, this just might be too many Vultures and tanks, though. I mean, again, the Vultures are gonna be made continuously out of the factories. More Dragoons are coming up here, but at this point in time, almost as many tanks as there are Dragoons, but this might be the moment here. The Reavers are going to come forward. A second shuttle here. It might have Zealots in it as well.
Yeah, it's very good to drop a Zealot here. If he could actually drag those mines that are behind, that could be a winning situation.
Takes out 1. There is only 1 Reaver left, though. I imagine another Reaver's being made right now. Gets a shot off, does not kill a tank. Get ready. If that Reaver should be so low, he might be able to target with even just 1 tank shot to kill it.
Yeah, it should be pretty low at this point. Okay, drops a goon out and actually drags the mines in. Nicely done.
Very well done.
Ooh, Best. I like that. I like that. And 1 tank does remain. More Vultures can be rallied, but Best will live through this.
Ooh. Well, he's coming forward here. Yep, there it is. He needs to get... Okay, the tank is still alive, which is actually a serious problem here.
Just drop the goons on it.
Yeah.
Come on. You can clean it up. Let's go.
Oh, man, he's not targeting that tank. Okay, there we go. But already Vultures have come in here. Ooh. The problem is that the production for Protoss, you know, he's just now getting the Dragoons out to try to defend. A lot of probes are going to be killed here.
It's kind of funny. You see, even Light right now is on 1,600 minerals. Not something you really expect to see right there, but very micro-heavy situation.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to get the absolute maximum out of all of his units here while he's doing this attack. So definitely he peaked pretty high there. Kind of, I'm a little bit surprised, especially after talking him up so much that wasn't macro just slightly better. But
well, you got to be careful.
He is ahead still.
If you're not watching when they're microing Reavers, you will just lose your army. I mean, StarCraft truly is a game of priority where sometimes you actually have to let your minerals skyrocket for a second just to make sure you're getting the right damage out here. Now, I got to say, I'm very impressed that Best held that. If those Scarab shots hadn't connected the way they did, we would be already out of this game.
Yeah, he cleaned it reasonably well, considering. I mean, if he had the Observer a little bit more to the left, I think he could have dragged some mines with his Zealot and finished it a little bit quicker, but just holding it off is really important. The third base is not that quick from Light, to be honest, right? Like, he took his time in getting that. But he is getting up into his factories now. It's not like Best can really do any damage, and this is going to hit like a real macro game from here.
There's a lot of factories being thrown down here.
Is he just going Gateway, man?
I think he has to, right? I don't think you want to try to rush into an Arbiter here. I think also when you see Terran push out like that against you, you're sort of both just trying to keep even. I almost wonder if maybe he'd want to just try to get Psystorm here.
Yeah,
speed shuttles
could be all right. Yeah.
Sometimes there's games where if you feel like they're going to come out in a big ball, just get Psystorm.
Oh.
I like the triple shuttle play here.
Yeah, and if your opponent has turrets up, this can be really good because, like, the two turrets, if they don't hit the same one the whole entire time, they'll all easily get past.
Now, there are mines over here, but it looks like the Reaver's going to be able to come out and do the damage it needs to do.
Wow, that Scarab just not hitting anything
God.
right there, but ooh, hits the SCV while it's in the retreat, not getting the kill
Man,
yet.
the Scarab is really hooking on that command center. Look at this.
Yeah, they're
oh
hooking
my
everywhere.
God, these Scarabs! Nothing's connecting.
God. Truly nothing's connecting. Okay, finally does get one.
I mean, that was
that was lackluster.
There should have been way more stuff killed there. I mean, that was pretty insane. I can't believe it actually didn't hit more. Even here. Okay, there we go.
Okay, yeah. Some of those hits are good.
I know that Scarabs are going to dud from time to time, but when you have about 4 or 5 in a row,
those were some bad duds.
Yeah, you start to question your life. Now, what's great about this play is he actually saves the shuttle. It might look a little bit cost inefficient to fly in there with that many shuttles, but it's actually okay.
Well, and the thing is, I think he didn't get enough damage done considering what he spent.
True.
A lot of times when you fly in with that much and there's that little in the main, you'll actually get quite a bit done. But Light already had some defensive mines and everything. He had a lot of turrets, so.
But this guy's going Shuttle Man, which can be very hard to deal with if you're not fully prepared for it. But I think Light is basically fine.
He's coming up from the low ground with those siege tanks. It looks like the Zealots are going to evaporate. He might. Oh, 3 more Zealots coming in. Another shuttle as well with 2 Reavers.
Not bad.
He actually might be able to do something here. Look at this. More Zealots coming in now as well.
Yeah, some very damaged tanks in the back, but damage doesn't cut it. You need to get the kills on them, and he did not.
Yeah, a solid hold once again from Light. And now Best has used a lot of his supply. He was quite up in supply before that, but now he's in kind of a tough spot, right? He's spent a lot of shuttles. He's used his type of strategy quite heavily here, so Light knows what's up. And in this type of situation, Light is just going to mass units, right? He's going to sit back defensively because the Protoss army is not really scaling that well. Sure, we're going to have some Psystorm coming up, but that's fine. You can deal with that. There's no kill moves that can occur against Light.
I really love what we're seeing here. This is such a good play by Light. I think had he not held that and he was forced onto 2 bases for a little bit, that's the kind of play that would have gotten Best to a pretty good position. But the fact that, Protoss can stay even on bases with Terran, but it's
hard.
Yeah, you can't really, you have to really trade efficiently.
Yeah, I don't think it's super doable. Like, you can do it for a little bit, but you have to be getting damage done, basically.
Yeah.
You have to keep it really scrappy and be on top of that. Like, Best definitely does need that 4th base, and he is taking it down at 6 o'clock. And the thing is, I think he'll be able to hold it for now. But Light is going to max out pretty quickly from here. And, I mean, that's going to be pretty frightening. If he doesn't get really good Psystorms off, how is he going to hold on against the incoming army?
That's very true. And I mean, it's not the hardest thing in the world for the Protoss to get good Psystorms out, the way the Terran units clump up, but behind that, you don't have that much. We may have an Arbiter Tribunal started here. I don't know. We haven't gotten many shots of the Protoss's main in a little bit.
I honestly don't think he has Arbiter tech as of yet.
Yeah.
I think he's just going Psystorm with this. He does have those speed shuttles, as you noted, which actually pair very well with Psystorm, so... Yeah, I think that's where he's going to be at the moment, but definitely will need to get into Arbiters eventually if he's going to win this game.
One of the things to remember, everybody, is that Psystorm, it doesn't care about armor. So it's actually just a great ability to have in the late game. I mean, 4 Psystorms, or even if you can get 8 off, is devastating. I mean, you'll melt the Vultures, you'll melt the tanks. And then you basically send the rest of your units in there, and as long as there are still Zealots fighting, you keep attacking.
Yeah.
If all the Zealots die off, you pull back.
Yeah, that's the basics of it, of course. We see both players approaching that max supply. No one has a bank as of yet. Fourth base just gonna get started here as far as mining goes for Best. Light, I mean, I imagine if he hasn't started his fourth command center, he's gonna do it now because he has maxed out. But he needs to push now, and he needs to be careful because if he clumps too much, the Psy Storms can make the difference.
Yeah, let's see if he's going to siege here. The Templars should be in a shuttle. There they are. I think there's probably extra Templars there, but the idea is you have them pocketed so that you can't be EMP'd. If you get EMP'd on all your Templars, you're just going to get rolled.
Yeah, it looks like Light had built his fourth command center in his third base, so that's floating over right now. He's going to get that mining. This is interesting. Is Light, I mean, you can't attack into this.
No,
you cannot attack into this. I am so surprised what I'm seeing from Best.
I think never in a million years.
No, this would never work.
Hold on, let's watch the storms here. Yeah, this is just, there's too many.
You can't do that.
Here. Well, he's kind of doing it.
Oh, I don't think it's going to work at all. Like, look at the amount of siege tanks here. I guess he's going to try to slip some units into the main base, just kind of run up. But even the rallies coming out are going to be fine. Look at this, a defense matrix on the Vulture to tank so everything can get over. The SCV drill to stop the running into the main. Best is just going to lose all of his units.
I'm still shocked that he actually got in that far, you know? That looks pretty insane. Every once in a while we get a Protoss player that just, I don't understand how they do it because I can never replicate it, you know, where it's like, wow, you just pushed through all that?
Well, I'm happy for you if you don't replicate this, to be honest. I think that this was a very poor move from Best. I honestly do. Like, he lost a lot of units there. He lost 6 High Templars. He lost, you know, did he actually gain there?
Well, Terran's supply has plummeted. He killed off a good number of the siege tanks. Unfortunately, he doesn't stop Terran from expanding.
Yeah.
So it's 4 base versus 4 base for now. A 5th is being taken here.
You know, I don't know. I look at that and I think to me, my intuition is telling me that was good for Light. It's like giving him more time for his upgrades. This is the longer you just stay alive against someone just making gateway units and not doing things like banking arbiters. Arbiters are really the unit that gain power over time. Those and carriers, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the end game for Protoss. But if you're just running around with this giant gateway army, even if it has those Psy Storms in it, well, like, yes, if you just stay alive as Terran, you're winning, I think.
But I think the thing is that Protoss isn't here to try to win in the late game. He's actually trying to just force a win here. He's trying to get so much that he can actually just cram this through.
But is he ever going to be able to cram it through?
Well, I think if Terran could keep spamming out an insane amount of mines in front of the tanks, the Zealots just can't get in there. There's a point in time where there's enough mines that nothing can advance into the Terran's position.
Well, he's trying to clear some of these mines for sure.
Now, he could go for Storm Drop here.
That would be
kill
nice.
off SCVs. That's not bad.
I like that move.
Yeah, but I do think the issue now is to try to deal with the Terran's army.
You know, the current meta has less SCVs, less workers in general. This is a really good move, I think. Like, look at that. Beautifully done on that Psy Storm. This one not going to get nearly as much. But let's not forget that also when Best tried to run into the main base, Light did an SCV drill. And with the SCV drill, he lost quite a few SCVs. So we know that his SCV count right now is not particularly high. So to try to punish that more with Psy Storm drops, I think that's actually a very good, very smart move because Light's economy is just on the edge of what's acceptable.
Yeah. Also, Light is getting close to 3-3 now. You know, when you have Terran low on bases here, every Psy Storm that gets SCVs is huge. Oh, wow. Somehow he only gets 1 SCV with all that.
Yeah, he keeps trying. Not quite working out. Might be worth making a Wraith right now. That's that shuttle just sitting there is a pain. You know, I really liked the Storm drops. I think that this was such a smart move.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's a good idea. Try to get in there, just storm off what you can. Because, yeah, you don't have a ton of SCVs, and there's not a lot of patches. I mean, for instance, there, if you can get both patches, kill all the SCVs, they've lost like 1/3 of their workers.
Oh, yes, easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Also, Storm Drop is one of the best things in the entire game. Once you have it, and it's part of your system.
You get a few of them off, it's surprisingly strong. And you'd think that it really matters, but honestly, you're using a lot of minerals against Terran. Those gas-heavy units are much more expendable, I think.
Okay, another attack in here. Let's see how this one goes. Now Terran's much more upgraded. I think Protoss has +2 attack, maybe in armor.
Just +2.
Yeah, so I mean every shot you eat from mech units is just so much damage. Now I don't know that Best can ever attack in, but I also don't know that he can ever be attacked into. Now this is what we were looking for. The storms like this. This is what you need to do. Now he's actually getting the army to be much, much, much smaller. This is quite a bit of damage.
That was nice. I like that. I think that Best is really pulling it together right now. Definitely some moves that he made earlier I felt were a little bit questionable, but this is, like, he is starting to actually be very efficient. Look at this. He comes in again with another round of Zealots, picking off a lot of tanks. He has to be careful, though. You don't want to overset. Oh, my God. Some mine drags right there. And look, he has another one just on move command trying to find a mine underneath. If there's a mine underneath there, that could win you the game, you know?
Yeah,
8 more tanks gone.
There's plenty more coming here. Best is not, this is the thing about Best, his macro is so good. Now I think he's gonna have to sack this Nexus, but Best is looking very strong this game. He's still remaking. Light's army has been whittled down quite a bit.
This is a very cool game that we're seeing between these two. Now Light pushing down, killing that Nexus. He's going after another one here. Best coming in from 2 sides, trying to flank this army, and he is going to be able to. Oh gosh, Light is going to lose a lot of siege tanks here without doing much damage.
This is just incredible what Best is doing here. Again, his units are so much weaker than the Terran's army, but he's gotten good storms off. He's killed off most of the vultures, so it's just tanks coming down there.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Ouch indeed. The supply right now is very, very low on both sides, but Best is going to be able to make it bigger than Light is, basically, right? Like, when we're down around this 115, as Terran, you're kind of just running. Oh, that is such a beautiful mine.
Yeah, see.
That is such a brilliant, awesome mine. But yeah, in this type of situation, I feel like all you can do as Terran is kind of run around with vultures and try to be efficient, right? Harass things, pick off stray units, lay mines in some clever places. Because I mean, at 122 supply that he's at right now, can you actually do a dedicated push? I don't think so.
No, I don't think you can. I mean, again, all of the gas here for Best just goes into Templars. And, you know, every storm is devastating. If you storm like 5 tanks or, you know, as many vultures as you can, it paid for itself. Great play here.
Oh, man. He is really making a lot of cool moves. Like to drop the 2 High Templars right next to the defensive siege tank there so he can get those storms off. Now, Light does have 3-3, which is a big deal. 3-3 mech is the ultimate.
He might want to get more shuttles.
Oh, yeah.
He can just dive bomb the tanks here. He will kill that.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
The funny thing about 3-3 is that it's very scary for Protoss, but it's also scary for the Terran and anything that's close to their units. That's a lot of damage that can be dealt there.
Yeah, a lot of the damage that happens to the Terran army comes from the Terran army.
Yeah, it's a very weird thing. So he's starting to push in here again.
I think that Best is going to be able to hold on. Like, all right, he has a decent spread. He's trying to come in from 2 angles. Those mines on the left are really doing a lot of work, but he doesn't have enough vultures.
He breaks this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he absolutely breaks this. I think Light had a poor approach. I think he kind of thought, I think a little bit kind of what you thought, Artos. I can kind of see the Terran perspective here. You're thinking you want arbiters, right? He just never went for it.
Yeah.
And he just said it, he says instead, no, I don't care. If you're going to bunch up in Turtle, then I am just going to come in here with so much more as far as Storm goes.
Yeah.
And he dropped the Terran supply to about 115.
Yeah.
When you think of how long it takes to get maxed out with tanks and vultures.
Well, I think the big problem with that and what we see here, because he keeps on picking things off with things like speed shuttles, when you have that low of supply, you don't have enough vultures to protect your tanks.
Yes.
Right? So think about the like smallest army that can actually do things against Protoss would be like 10 to 12 tanks and like 20 vultures.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you, and 20 vultures already, right, you need 60 SCVs, and then 20 vultures is 40 supply. So it's like, you look at that, 115 supply just isn't an army you can attack with.
Now watch the storms here. This is really important, because again, the storms are going to do full damage. Oh! That's insane how much that hurt the Terran. It's you know, this is a rarity to see 2 players both at basically 100 supply here. Again, the mech army is stronger, but the Storm, especially when they're bunched up like this in a game that's this chaotic, I mean, it's the real backbreaker of the Terran here.
Yeah.
By the way, Terran mined at 12 o'clock, so there's one base to be mining from there, except for this one on the right. But this one could be, this command center could get punted away.
Well, that's what Best has been trying for a bit. He hasn't been able to break the area yet, but he has done some damage there. Best's money not looking all that hot either. This is really a fantastic game from both sides. You can see that, like, for Light, he's mostly in a defensive mode. He doesn't have enough units to really attack. And honestly here, I want to say I would love to see a dropship out of Light. Because in any game like this, where you're both really low... Oh, there it is. Yeah, no, a dropship in a situation like this, it's the perfect situation.
Yeah.
A big maxed out game where both players are rich, the dropship won't do very much. Here, it's just like those Templar drops we saw. Any damage you do with this is huge.
I love this tank
this is
over here. This is
what
great.
A move.
This is such a headache, too, for the Protoss to then get over here and save this.
Yeah, the best he can really do here is just send a speed shuttle over, but you know, the tank has already done its value.
Yeah.
He's already taken a huge chunk of the economy away from Best.
Well, this is hurting right now here for Best, but this little counterattack here is also going to be a headache. In fact, I don't know how easily Terran can reclaim this. You know, Vultures aren't just great against tanks, they can absolutely destroy Vultures. Especially if the Vultures stop moving here. Now, it looks like Sum is going to come back here and try to help defend, but I think it's going to be another attack over here. And that's the kind of mind stacking I was talking about.
Oh my god, the Zods are being just completely wrecked. Oh my god.
Good size storms, but I'm worried this wasn't executed well enough here.
The Zods were too clumped running in.
Well, hold on. He's almost broken this one, too. Oh, great.
Oh, my God. The endless size storms. These tanks are getting so low. He does throw down some defense matrix. More units coming. So he is going to save this base.
He will. There's more reinforcements coming, but it's too late. GG. That was a very different PvT.
That was a super
cool
one.
That shows how good both those players are. That is one of the hardest styles to make work. You know?
Oh, yeah, no, that game was so frantic. The dropship at the end actually is what ended up winning. Some people might look at that and be like, wait, why did Best GG? The dropship got the Nexus over on the left. So, like, it was such a scrappy game that one dropship really broke Best, and he didn't have the economy to refill.
Right.
Definitely those mines that you point out as well, just erasing the Zolts that were trying to run in. An awesome game. An awesome game from these two.
So cool, man. Well, Light wins, I think rightfully so. I think there was a little bit too much risk involved in the opening there for Best as well. Don't forget this all started out with a punish bunker rush.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, Best just really showing what a strong player is. Up next, Larva versus Action, our ZVZ. Don't go away.
디자인하면서 가장 중요하게 생각했던 부분은 울트라 기어의 차별화된 브랜드 메시지를 잘 나타내는 것입니다. 신과 영웅들의 최강의 무기들을 검토하였습니다. 그중 니케의 승리의 날개를 모티브로 지금의 울트라 기어의 로고가 탄생하게 되었습니다. 울트라 기어의 이니셜인 U와 G를 비상하는 날개의 형상으로 레드 색상을 사용하여 강력한 에너지와 힘을 나타내었습니다. 울트라 기어는 최상의 퍼포먼스로 진정한 게임의 즐거움, 승리의 기쁨을 여러분께 선사할 것입니다.
거기 들어와. 그 밑에 걔 잡고. 나이스. 자, 됐어.
미안해, 로나. 화났어?
미안해. 내가 해줄게.
잠깐 내가 누르면 안 돼. 누르면 안 돼 지금. 자, 교편한데 무슨 소리야?
좋은 시간 되세요.
From the beginning.
Get it, boy.
고고! 핫식스!
성능을 대용량 배터리로 언제 어디서나 더 오래 즐기다. 72Wh 대용량 배터리, 고성능 노트북의 새로운 기준, LG 울트라 기어. 듀얼 메모리, 듀얼 저장 장치, 고성능을 듀얼 업그레이드로 더 오랜 기간 즐기다.
상큼한 복숭아가 사이다를 더 청량하게 새로움을 마시다.
실성 사이다.
Welcome back to the ASL. We had a very, very unique all-out brawl with Best and Light. Light did come out on top. He's in the winners match. I think we see why Best is still a very feared player. You know, his macro is just next level. Now we've got a Zerg versus Zerg here with Larva versus Action.
Yeah, this one could
Oh,
be.
yeah.
This one
This
could
is what
be.
Larva's dance too. See a little Larva by the hatch?
Oh, yeah,
Moving a little bit this way.
Now all the larvas to the left.
All the Larva, grab shift, grab him.
Yep.
How do you make him go to the left? What is that? Hit
You-
S with an overlord in him?
Yeah. So yeah, Larva against Action. I think Action is better. ZVZ. I think Action is just generally very strong. Look at that, 72% in ASL. ZVZ. But Larva is very strategic. He will have some sort of plan, and he will do a good job of it, and it might win.
Yeah,
but I
that's
do
very
lean
true.
towards Action taking this one.
But yeah, Action seems to be more of the mechanical player. Like, I'm going to figure out what's going on. I'll control my mutas perfectly.
I think he's underrated strategically as well. I think
his planning is very good.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
But for instance, I think Larva, in a lot of the games we've seen, he's like, watch this.
Yeah.
I've got this one cool build. You're not going to see it coming.
Let's go.
Okay. Again, this is a rematch from a previous ASL. Larva did a fancy trick, and it did not work. Let's see what happens in this best of one. Again, the winner goes on to face off against Light
ASL
in the winners
시즌
match.
10. 게임 준비 완료. 샤크로스 템플에서 게임을 시작합니다.
So ZVZ is usually our shortest matchup. We'll see if this game is in line with that.
Yeah, they looks like we have Larva in the top right and Action in the bottom left. They're cross spawn and it's a kind of big map, so that definitely is going to play into this. That can make it a much longer game, right? Because you are not just hitting them right away. Like the travel distance for Lings and for Mutas is super far.
This matchup is one where Zerglings and Mutalisks and then Scourge as well are the only units you really see. It's hard to ever get too many drones. In fact, the matchup's so tight that losing 1 to 2 drones can cost you the game.
Yeah, it looks like Action is actually 2-1 over Larva in match history. Sounds about right. Remember they were in that... Was that the group where it was like these two and Flash and Jaedong? Or wait, no, it was Action, Flash, Jaedong, and someone else. That one.
What are we talking about, Artosis?
Do you recall the group where, if I recall this correctly, it was like Flash, Jaedong, Action, and somebody, and it was like, oh my God, can Flash and Jaedong both get out of the group? And then Action ruined it. You know?
I do remember that. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember exactly.
That was the moment where I really shifted my opinion of Action. He can really kill anybody.
Yeah, he's a
like,
really
he's a real threat. I think he doesn't quite have the star power of the other players, but
yeah, he does not.
He absolutely is a dangerous guy to go against.
He's someone that has always just let his skills speak for him, and the thing is, he's on like a slow burn. You know, he's always been known as one of the biggest practicers out there. Like he's back since I've been here, right? So came here 12 years ago.
Yeah.
More than 12 now.
It's almost 13 now.
Yeah, and Action was on the team that I lived with, and it was like known that this guy practices more than everyone. There was like one other player in the whole entire pro gaming scene that people were like, yeah, this is the only guy that practices as much as Action. Just non-stop grinding, putting in all of his effort. Of course, he went to the military eventually. He's come out in the last few years. Like, what was it? 2 years ago he got out, or a year and a half ago he got out, and then immediately he made it back in ASL and just practice back to it.
Well, what's funny now as well is that it used to be, oh gosh, well he hasn't gone to the military yet. That's really good for him. Now it's almost the opposite. Okay, he's done his military service. Now he's free for the rest of his life to do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
Now he can really pour himself into this.
That must be quite a feeling when you're from one of these countries with the standard, the military service that you have to do.
Yeah, compulsory military service. Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. You know that type of military service where you must do it?
By the way, there's a lot of lings coming across the map here. I don't know how many lings are going to hatch here, but we have 4 out now. Now these lings can get boxed in. Oh, good maneuvering here. And right now Larva needs to use the ranged attack that the drones have with the melee attack that the lings have to try to fight this. This is a race with a Spire here. In this case, Larva went for ling speed with drones to defend. He's far away from even having a layer for the time being.
He has Action right now has a lot of Zerglings out on the map. Looks like he's pulling them back for the moment. Larva going to go ahead and just mine from his natural. And it looks like it should turn into one of these games where we actually have a bunch of spores out, right?
Yeah, this is...
unless he wants to Ling Flood, which might happen.
That can happen as well. I think it'll probably be a spore game, but yeah, let's wait and see what he wants to do here. So, right now, Larva has 2 bases, which means he will eventually have 2 gases. He doesn't have 2 gases right now. But with Action going for the 1 base, this has allowed him to pace up into a Spire of his own, which means Mutalisks are going to be a real threat. And of course, Zerglings, drones, Overlords can't hit air. Only Mutas can. And so in this matchup, we'll most likely see Larva throw down an Evo Chamber and defend with the spores. Now he's sacrificing sometimes up to even 4 drones to do so.
Yeah, he's got to do that relatively soon here. The Spire is about to pop. Of course, he sees all of the timings. He sees the amount of lings on top of the ramp set up in a perfect position there by Action. Good scout from Action as well, just checking, making sure he knows exactly what's up. Yeah, these games always get kind of interesting, where it's like the guy that has a lot of lings and a bigger economy trying to catch up in the longer game.
Yeah, there's this period where you have to outlast the other player. Now, because Larva is going to have to enter a defensive posture here, Action will now be free to take his own hatchery. Now, I don't believe there's any player that's actually in a better spot than the other. It's just 2 very different games.
Yeah, they're in very different spots, but I have to say, I generally, at the pro level, we see the player playing Action's way has more opportunities for a victory, you know?
Well, it seems like the longer the game goes on, it can be better for Larva, though. I think. Because one thing to remember is that with these spores, once they're out, and I'm no ZVZ guru, so I don't know for sure, but it does seem like with the spores out, later on, Mutas can't counterattack.
Yeah, that can definitely be nice.
You've definitely got that monkey off your back.
But here's what I like about Action's position this game in particular, is he's taking his natural relatively quickly compared to a lot of games that we see. Like, if they were closer spawns on a smaller map, maybe, I could see Action just, like, trying to attack non-stop here. But I think because they're so far apart, he's taking that natural more quickly. And if you look at the timing of the gas from Larva at the Nat, and then compare that to how much gas they've both already mined, and the fact that Action's going to instantly get his gas as his hatchery's popping, I don't think that Larva's going to catch up as far as the Mutalisk count. I think he might get to even.
Possibly.
We might see him do something like a Scourge Flood to try to make it.
There's also the fact that Action should be able to get an upgrade, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, on paper, I know he can. I don't know if that's the way you want to play it. But that's another thing to keep in mind. In Mutalisk versus Mutalisk, the armor upgrade in a Muta-Muta fight is better, because their Mutas fire glaives at your Mutas. Your Mutas having the armor upgrade clip off a little bit of damage with each hit. But there are games where...
The armor clips 3 damage off, which is huge. It's much more than getting +1 attack.
Right.
Because the glaives bounce, basically.
But, of course, there's games where Muta Harass becomes more important. We have had games where people get attack upgrades before.
Yep.
It's also about 50 gas and 50 minerals cheaper, which doesn't sound like a lot until you're in a ZVZ where there's almost no workers.
Yeah.
And it becomes quite a bit.
Yeah, you never see anyone with a bank in ZVZ.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
No guarantees we're going to have it this time, but we should point out now there's also the possibility of a Hive Tech coming here or a Queen's Nest coming. Now, there's a lot of Lings that went around the army of action here, so there's a chance Lings can actually flood the natural.
Yeah, this could really catch him off guard. Look at that. There's one Muta and one Ling here, so these Lings going to get in and do some serious damage to Larva.
Yeah,
Larva evacuating his drones right now.
Action now. Counter-attacking over here. The Muta's going into the main, though. There's nothing here to defend. Some Scourge do come in here. Only 3 Mutas, 2 more Scourge coming in. They could intercept, knocking this number down to 2. Meanwhile, back at home for Larva, let's take a look. He's over here, and most of the drones have been pulled away. Muta's still coming out here for Larva.
This looks good for action, in my opinion, right? He got some Scourge connections. He cleaned up all of the Lings of his opponent. Some of his Lings got out.
I think that Larva has way more drones, though. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think Larva has a little bit more drones. I don't think it's that many, but there's way more Mutas on Action side.
Oh, no, he has way more drones.
How many drones does he actually have?
I think Action has like 7 right now. Look.
Let's see. He's got 6, 7,
Did I Rain Man it?
10. I think he has 10 drones.
Almost Rain Manned it.
Yeah, only 30% off. That's pretty close to
I can just look at the screen and I just know how many drones are there.
No, totally. I'm in shock that you could do that.
Well, it's...
Move over, Roddy. We got a new...
Larva, having this much of a drone lead, this is pretty wild. He can definitely make more Mutas. Also, Action, again, does not have the luxury of Spores. He doesn't have that comfort in defense.
Well... Action, though, has... Yeah, I like that. Action has more Mutas, though, right? And it's like, yeah, you might have more drones, and if he can utilize those to secure his 3rd base and get a 3rd gas, okay, then he can win the Muta battle. But Mutas are gated by gas, right? It's not like Action is going to not be able to...
Does Action have more Mutas?
I believe he does. I think Action right now is on like 14 Mutas.
Really? 14? Okay.
I think so.
It's hard to tell how many Mutas there are, guys, because they stack up so much. It's just, you look at that, you're like, well.
I think, Tasis, you could probably get it within 30%, though.
Most likely with my Rain Man abilities,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice snipe there.
So the Scourge, again, another big factor here. One Scourge hit does not kill a Muta, but it basically makes a Muta 1 shot away from dying. And so if you can have your Scourge hit different Mutas, you win a fight very quickly. Again, the glaives are a huge mathematical factor here. Also, one Scourge does kill another Scourge.
Yeah, that was kind of funny to see.
Eye for an eye, Scourge for a Scourge. And for those of you asking, why don't they hit Overlords with it? Very rarely do you want to do.
How many Mutas is that? Actually, does Larva just... No, Larva can't have more Mutas, right?
I think he can. I don't know. This is where we don't cast, but we kind of
11.
bet. 11.
And
all
then
right.
he has a couple at home, but I guess I was off on that.
But with Larva taking this extra base, I mean, if he starts to mine gas from there, Larva's going to get way ahead.
Yeah, he's going to have so many Mutas, he's not going to have to micro him. 3rd base is being taken by Action. I'd like to see the upgrades. Okay, +1 on Action, +1 carapace.
Oh, this is going to be a pretty big catch here. A Spore, I think, is not going to quite finish in time. Actually, he'll have to get out of there. That Spore is going to take way too long to kill. As we know from our previous cast, it takes more than 9 Mutas to kill a Spore. It win microed perfectly.
Yeah.
For those of you who confirmed that I was right on Twitter, thank you. We got to the bottom of that.
Yeah, that was a really important moment.
Now we know. Now we don't have to ask anymore.
No, I guess
so,
we don't.
More Mutas coming down here. I feel like Larva should dive bomb that 3rd base if he can find out that it's there.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe he should wait just a little bit longer, though. Like, really, really let this kick in. Right? Like, in a minute, that geyser will give him 3 more Mutas. And that, like, every additional Muta makes a huge difference.
All right, 1 Muta goes down to Scourge.
That's so weird to see. Just like 2 Scourge fly across the map and kill a Muta.
I know. The Muta just stands there frozen in fear.
Yeah.
A deer in headlights.
Can you imagine a Muta standing? It's like they bend their bottom lip down and like put it on the ground. They put pants on it.
Mutas can't really
It's
straighten
like
their backs.
one pant leg on it, and the other pant leg is
it's just flying. It's hanging off the back.
Yeah. Like, wow.
The thing is,
you don't even know how to wear pants, Muta.
Yeah, Mutas can't really straighten their backs. You got to get one of those foam rollers and just have them for hours just rolling that Muta back and forth out.
I want to do a 3-legged race with a Muta.
Okay, confirmation of the presence of the third no Evo chamber in this game, I believe, for Action, so no spores as an option either.
Dude, Larva has +2 carapace. Oh,
so
okay,
does Action.
I was going to say. It seems like Larva just has way more now.
Oh, he does.
Just entirely more.
No! He's going to leave? Yeah. Well, a big gas dump here for Action, making a lot of Scourge here as well. So the Scourge you have to run from, which allowed their mutas to then hit your mutas while you're running, until you can flick the mutas around and kill the Scourge. All right,
Oops.
pro gamers. I think Larva wins it, right?
Yeah.
If he just goes in?
Yeah, he's up 20 supply. Like, how could you ever lose that?
I don't know. Let's find out. Are yellow mutas better than gray mutas?
Yes, they are.
The gray mutas are the old mutas.
Yeah. The blonde mutas are going to take this
mutas.
down. Those old gray mutas.
Yeah, old gray mutas.
It's not your world anymore, gray mutas.
I know, it's now our world. Oh! Larva with the ceremonies.
Wow. So, I mean, really well done. ZVZ is tricky, man. When those Lings were running by each other, it felt to me like Action got the edge, but I guess Larva just was like, he kept too many drones alive, right?
Yeah, I think Larva pulled away into his main, and he was fine. So Action's lost. We're going to have a Light versus Larva up next.
Ooh. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be real interesting, actually. I'm going to have a lot to say about that. I can't wait to see actually what the map vetoes are and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, tasteless.
I'm laughing about the blonde mutas.
It's a new generation of mutas,
That's right,
tasteless.
man. And these mutas use TikTok.
Oh, my God. These mutas are Snapchatting each other.
That's right.
It's like, look at this 2 armor, and the other muta's like, oh, my God, send more.
Yeah, more muta memes, please. All right, guys, we have a short break, but when we come back, it's the best of 3 phase of the tournament. We're going to have a TVZ Light versus Larva. You do not want to miss it. Do not go away.
울트라 기어로 부드럽게 이긴다. LG 울트라 기어 게이밍 모니터.
상큼한 복숭아가 사이다를 더 청량하게. 새로움을 마시다.
실성 사이다.
프로필을 수정할 건 하고 추가할 건 하고 도제가 도제했네라는 말이 도제욱이 크게 투자하면 망한다고 하더라. 구름과 일맥상통하는 말이거든. 주식, 비트코인, 가상신도시.
하나 더 있어.
뭐?
자동차.
똥손이야?
아니 그게 아니고 타산 신도시는 이제
괜찮아? 아 많이 올랐어?
나의 모든 희망이기 때문에 건들면 안 돼.
그때 한번 더 터졌다.
저희 동네가 옆 동네입니다. 근데 이제 그게 그 사람들이 느껴지. 저희 동네는 제가 이사하고 한 번도 택배가 안 왔던 적 한 번도 없어요. 정말 택배사님 감사합니다.
특이사 애교왕 도제욱.
그것도 몇 년 전.
흙 들고 애교 부리고 양볼에 이렇게 하고 애교 부리고 이거.
그래도 주사가 이 정도면 양호한 편 아니에요? 저는 애교를 부리지 않습니다. 상남자예요. 애교가 아닌데 사람들이 좀
귀여워해주는 건가? 그렇게 정리를 하자. 존재 자체가 귀여운 거야. 아무것도 안 해도 귀여운 거야. 그럼 별명을 하나 추가하자. 커역토스 어때? 큐트토스.
와 이거 못 먹겠다 이거.
귀여운 모습 마지막으로 한번 보여줘.
너네 이거 어떻게 그걸 갑자기 그래서 잠깐만 고개 좀 들려주세요. 그럼 제가 집착해 할게요.
진짜 안 할게. 잘 봤어.
고맙습니다. 갈게요.
한번 시작해볼게. 프로게이머들은 1타 강사, 제호한테 가르침을 받으면 굉장히 성적이 잘 나온다, 경기력이 좋아진다. 좀 가르치는 노하우가 있어?
사실 나는 없어. 내가 알려줘도 이걸 할 수 있는 사람이 있고 이게 안 되는 사람이 있는데 영진이 좀 결과를 보여줬고 영재도 뭐 내가 많이 해주진 않았지만 내 자기 만족이지.
자, 댄싱 러 이거는 댄디 섹시 러블리. 제호의 러블리한 모습이 쉽게 딱 상상이 가진 않는데 평소에 여자친구한테 좀 애교 있는 편이야?
애교보다는 이제 약간 친데레 느낌이지. 왜 웃지? 필요한 거 있으면
뒤에서 딱 챙겨주고
말은 안 하고
생색내지 않으면서
생색내는 거 좋아해.
뭐야?
알아줘야 돼.
이게 뭐가 츤데레야?
알아줘야 돼. 그냥 몰라주면 안 돼.
그러면 한마디 해줘.
사랑해.
어머! 에미넴 그대로를 지옥에 뭐. 흥선대 요 밑에 얘기랑 좀 일맥상통하는 이야기잖아. 시술이 진짜 아프다고 들었거든.
근데 막 그렇게 아프진 않아.
왜냐면 나도 좀 여기 앞을 좀 채워볼까.
할머니들 앞에서는 이런 말이 좋지. 누가 봐도 이제
나도
풍성한데.
깔끔하게 사과할게. 미안.
그러면 됐지.
그럼 되지. 근데 진짜 예전보다 스타일이 많이 바뀐 것 같아. 만족스러워 좀.
머리가 많이 자란 것 같긴 해. 솔직히 나는 그 전에 한번 내 돈으로 한 적이 있거든. 오히려 더 빠질빠졌지 그런 게 없었어. 근데 이제 그 이후에 좀 관리가 잘 돼가지고 풍성은 아니지만 그래도 어느 정도는 찍어져가지고
근데
다행이지.
이게 진짜 엄청 비싸다며.
그때 했던 거는 진짜 비쌌지.
집이 막 으리으리하다며. 막 달마시안 키우고 막.
이제 그런 이미지를 좋을 때만 써먹고 안 좋을 때는 무조건 아니라고.
돈 내야 되거나 이럴 때.
아니 그런 건 아니야. 부정을 안 할 때는 뭐 자랑해도 되는데 여성분들한테 가가지고 그런 거 할 때 이제 장난식으로 그냥 부정을 안 하지.
친구 근데 귀티가 나와 확실히.
네?
응. 이것도 부정하는 거야 지금? 이영호 대 김성현 누구에게 더 많이?
이긴 건가 진 건가?
스폰을 더 많이 빼앗겼나?
이영. 웬만한 월세 보증금 정도는
영호가 지금 운영하고 있는 그 가게의 반은 홍규에게 좀 지분이 있는 거네.
어느 정도 있긴 있어.
자, 다음은 스타 유닛 리액션 드라곤 벌처. 워낙 좀 임팩트가 있는 리액션이어서 어때 해줄 마음 있어?
벌처 정도만. 드라군 같은 거는 이제 약간 스트라이디디디로 마이 노 플라블 is that
잘한다.
이걸로 한 진짜 디바티 같이 이거.
나도 할래 나도 집안지나 알려줘.
스타다르르 마인.
스타다르르 마인. 자, 떼놓을 수 없는 항목이 하이니 색별이잖아. 그래도 역시 하이니보다는 색별이 더 집중하지?
이렇게 치거든.
말 잘해야 돼.
I love that shot. Look at that.
Oh man, the pillars are so sick.
Originally, we had just blank pillars, like a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
And then we put screens on the pillars.
Well,
And
when
now-
the pillars were black, I was like, well, I mean, that's dark. Can you know how like stagehands, like in a play, wear black so that they just blend in the background? You can't
Yes.
see them? I figured we could just see through the pillars because they were wearing black, but then we couldn't. And I'm like, you know what? Screens.
Screens. More screens is always a
Or
good
maybe
solution.
we should put windows on them. Like that would work, right?
Yeah, maybe windows
Cover
outside.
them with glass. And you can just see through them, right?
Yeah,
Like,
or we just have mirrors. You're just like,
we just have a bunch of dead birds around the pillars because they keep flying into them.
This is the best of 3. Now, Light is a heavyweight, but Larva, he could take him. It would be an upset, but he could take him. Let's go to Ringing Bloom for game 1.
게임 준비 완료. 링잉 블룸에서 게임을 시작합니다.
So we have Larva in the top right. In the bottom right, Light. This shall be interesting. And here's why. Larva is actually pretty stylistic in this matchup. Like, he still likes 3-hatch play quite a bit.
It does. Okay, now I'm going to say something. It might ruffle some feathers.
Oh, no. Don't say it.
But I do think occasionally...
I don't want you canceled, Tasteless. Careful.
I think that occasionally Larva is almost too stylistic or trying to get too much into trickery in tournaments. We cast a lot of games where he's like, check out this ace up my sleeve.
Yeah, a little
where
bit.
that's fine to have from time to time, but sometimes you just want to win in a mechanical game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he lost to Action in the past because he had a gotcha build.
Okay, yeah.
Remember that? And Action's like, what? Oh, okay, well, I'll just stop this.
Not today, though, Tasteless, so that's all that matters.
That's right.
I'm
Well,
a
we'll see.
goldfish.
There might be a rematch here.
So
did you say I'm a goldfish?
Yeah.
I have no memory.
Because I only look at the most recent result, nothing else matters.
Because your lifespan is only a few weeks?
No, because I'm actually a human, but my brain is that of a goldfish.
Oh, got it, okay.
Okay, so Larva, he does like 3 hatch against Terran still. The thing is, this map is kind of funky. You can't really go bio here. We've talked about this a little bit, right? Ring and Bloom. You really want to do either a 1-1-1 or a mech build, but we'll see. Like, Light is not as into those builds. Like, for instance, look at this. He does take the gas. I was going to say, so he took that gas on 13 instead of 12, but that's fine. He absolutely can do 1-1-1s, and he can do the Goliath build. I don't see him do the Goliath build very often, though.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I welcome it if he does do it, but maybe he'll do something different. I don't know. I feel like this is a Goliath build map, though.
It's a good map for that, but you can go for something like a rush up to Valkyrie, or which would be a 1-on-1.
Sure.
Something like that. You can do. We'll just see which one he wants to go for. He does have some neat Valkyrie builds right now that I've seen. But Larva's actually going 2 hatch, not 3 hatch, so he's going to have a more regular Mutalisk timing. Light sending his SCV up now. He's going to be able to get in there and figure out what's going on.
Now,
and this is, by the way, this is like, I'm trying to, I was like kind of not looking exactly, but I believe that this is actually like a 12 pool layer. So when it's that, it's just the mutas come a little bit quicker. You just have to be prepared for that. Light's scout got there, but he checked the hatchery at the natural, so he should be able to look at that and the amount of creep spread that came out of it and know what this is. It just means that you have to get your engineering bay a little bit quicker. Basically,
yeah.
Your turret's a little bit quicker.
Got to make a micro adjustment here to make sure you hang on. Now, in case you aren't familiar with this map, I know some people turn in only to the later parts of the tournament. These weird-looking structures from the pits of hell, that you can actually make a sunken colony underneath that.
Yes.
So it gives you a little bit of creep. The creep's not growing until the sunken colony finishes, but it allows you to protect your ramp without having to have the presence of a third hatchery, or you having to have an extra creep colony to then push creep over to defend that area. So that's what that is.
Yeah, it's a very important thing. If that didn't exist, then Zerg wouldn't be able to play this map.
Yeah. So the first Vulture is out, but a second Vulture is being made. The Armory's coming along now. I think we got the Goliath build, am I right?
Yes. If you're making an armory, basically if you don't get the starport immediately, then it's got to be the Goliath build. But he's a scout, has been alive a long time. He sees the timings of everything. He should be completely fine. Vulture going to catch this drone.
Okay, one drone killed off. The Vulture's not going to go in there any further. The Vulture is there to make sure no lings get out, so that no scouting can occur.
Yeah. He'll have to start his eBay pretty quickly here. Looks like third hatch coming up for Larva.
Is there a cheese that Zerg can do to the Goliath build? Is there something? Because when I look at this, and I know I don't play either race, so there's probably a lot I'm not familiar with. But when I look at it, it just seems like Terran just stays back and doesn't die to anything, and then comes out with a pretty strong push.
On this map, no, there's no cheese.
Okay.
Because you're up a ramp and you have a wall. Some people do like ling floods against it on a more regular map, right? If you're playing like circuit breakers with a wide open natural, you can do something like make a bunch of speedlings and just cross your fingers that you surround the vultures.
Oh, that's
and then
cute.
you can be like, oh, look at me, I'm good.
I'm better than you.
Yeah, I'm better than you.
I'm gonna tell all my friends. I'm gonna tell all my friends I'm better than you.
Exactly. That's what they say. But yeah, on a map like this, no, you can't cheese him out. In fact, remember we saw that game with Shine where he's like, "Oh, I'm going to kill you with Hydras." No, you're going up a ramp. You're not going to kill him with Hydras.
Yeah, that was a sad moment.
So plenty of Goliaths out. Has his turrets being made right now.
And you want to go for a 2-base push always with the Goliath build, or is there a 3rd base expand build with the Goliath build?
It's up to you. You know, it's just whatever you want, whatever you're looking at, basically. It's it's a stylistic thing, and it can be a strategy thing, too. There's, on various maps, 2-base pushes are really good, like Optimizer, like we saw before.
Yeah.
It has those 3 gases, so a 2-base push, it's like, why would you even bother, maybe, to go into a macro game? On this map, I mean, you could do either. It's going to be a little bit harder pushing up a hill with the build, so I wouldn't be surprised if Light goes into a macro play. Like, yeah, I actually think this is a macro play from Light. He got his 3rd gas before he started his 3rd factory, so that kind of points towards more gas for tech rather than more production for a 2-base all-in push.
When Light doesn't pull the SCVs away, is that just how you do it as Terran? Because I've seen this where some Terran players, hug minerals. Like that one, he just watched his SCVs die. Is that because it's just not worth it to even try to waste APM on that?
No, you're going to lose a few SCVs in that situation no matter what. Your Goliaths are actually going to start shooting the mutas really quick. Yeah, in that situation, I think it's fine to leave them there. If you have Marines, which don't have the range of a Goliath, then you're going to have to pull the SCVs because otherwise the mutas are going to get way more kills, you know? But the thing is, if the mutas really just stay on top of your SCVs, they're going to take so much damage you can actually just counterattack. So once they start getting hit, they kind of have to run away.
Okay, you can see now the mutas. Again, you're not going to do much, but you might as well try to stay active with these units as long as you don't lose any mutas. And that was great, even just getting 1 Goliath. That makes a big difference. Oh, could he get the depot here? That'd be cute.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, he's poking and prodding, but you have to be careful as well, I think, how much you poke and prod here, because the Goliaths always get damage. It's not like Marine Medic, where you can poke in, maybe pick off a building before the Marines get there, or just do some damage before the Marines get there. Here, the Goliaths are like, they're only 2 steps from anywhere to defend.
Right.
Because of the overwhelming range.
The range is absolutely bonkers with what you can do with a Goliath. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's one of the funnier things when you're playing against them is sometimes you'll know when they're there because you'll see the missiles fly from off your screen. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's Goliaths up above me.
Looks like a little bit of a push coming out from Light.
Okay.
He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to lose this group.
Is it Lings or Hydras that you want against this mostly?
Hydras.
Hydras? Okay.
Goliaths actually murder Lings.
How funny. Okay.
They really do.
And you want the mixture of the two, right? This is almost like the Zerg's version of carriers against the Terran, right? Where you want to have Hydras and mutas so that there's a air shot and ground shot imbalance going on here?
I wouldn't agree with that completely. Like, you want the mutas to start, and you want the Terran not to really know which one you're doing because you don't get scanned with this build until very late.
I see.
But, like, if you go pure Hydra, then they can just not make Goliaths and make so many tanks that you can't win, right? So you do need to kind of have both of them. But look, this game right now is actually going well for Light overall, I think. He is going for the macro-oriented play. Those units he has out are only for pressure, and he's gone into the science facilities, you can see, double armory and all that. So he's working on his upgrades. But you know what? I mean, this is pretty nice. The mutas are actually doing a reasonable amount in here.
So it's 7 muta shots to kill an SCV, right?
7 times 9 is what?
Oh, well, I'm never going to try that one on TV. 7 times 9? Nobody knows.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be. It would be. Yeah, right? Because that's like 63.
Listen, guys, we're going to cut right through this. He did that on his phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I don't know. I don't know those numbers for that one.
Now, Hydras are continuing to group up here. There's a good amount of mines littered on the map. Keep in mind, Hydras can shoot mines down. If they're low enough in numbers, the Hydra shot is instantaneous. There is a dropship coming in here, but I think this actually may be ill-advised.
Yeah,
he's
he
going
has
to have to turn
more than
around
enough to
right
stop
away.
that.
Oh,
He's going to come try to pick it off, but the Goliaths are there to save it. Yeah, like, Light is doing a fine job. He's got mines in the top left, watching for more bases. He's got mines just checking for any units trying to come out. And we have to see what Larva wants to do from here. There's a few different ways you can approach it. Like, you can rush up to Hive, which we see he's not doing. You can try pure Hydra, but if Terran sits back and just makes more tanks, you're in trouble. You can try to go into Queens, but if Terran attacks then before the Queens are ready, you can be in trouble. So it can be a little bit difficult there.
I am a big fan of the Queen play. How many Hydra shots to kill a mine? Is it 3 or 4?
It's, yeah, I don't know, let's see.
Looks like 3, 2, 1.
Well, they have explosive damage and mines are small, right? So it should be 4.
And mines explode, right? So
yeah, they do explode. They have explosive damage as well. So yeah, I would say 4.
Okay. Now, again, another big drop over here. This is really hurting the Zerg. If you can get a few more drone kills here, especially.
Oh yeah, this is like your bread and butter if you're playing the macro-oriented version of Mac.
Oh boy.
Ooh, I don't know that he can. Can he do that? Oh, does he have enough?
That's a lot of Hydras, man. Yeah. If he can just get in a little bit closer, yeah, I think he's going to kill this. Oh, Light's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, he's going to lose everything here.
Yeah, that actually could cost him the entire game.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't think he can recover from this.
Well, if he holds the main base, I think he got a decent amount of drones on the other side of the map.
You might be right, but he did lose a lot of tanks.
He did lose a lot of tanks.
A lot of tanks. So,
but Larva hasn't invested in anything long term. Like, all of his money went into that Hydra attack.
So what happens if you go for Dark Swarm here?
Dark Swarm like forces a game where there's more siege tanks.
Oh, okay.
Because that's like kind of how you do it. It slows the game down basically.
What is he doing? No, please.
Yeah, that's weird.
How does that accidentally happen?
He probably just attack moved, but accidentally did it on the Overlord.
And this supply blocked him in the most important part of the whole game.
That would be hilarious.
He couldn't get that one unit he needed to win.
Yeah. So he's setting up a massive Hydralisk drop. If you see this coming, you can absolutely wreck it, but Hydras deal damage very, very quickly.
Yeah, the problem with fighting Hydras is if you're not ready before they get there, you're probably going to suffer quite a bit. He actually meant to kill that Overlord. He's like, I have enough Overlords for this drop. I don't need this one.
He needs to save that command center. That's the most important thing here.
Yeah, I think he will, though. This is quite a bit of tanks.
Ooh.
Oh, don't do it. You're crazy.
Yeah, he does save it.
Ooh, gets the drop ship.
Kind of an annoying moment.
Actually, even getting the gas is fine.
Yeah, anything he can do here to slow Light down is pretty decent. But again, like, he keeps showing his cards. He went mass Hydra and killed those tanks, yes, and forced to cancel on the third base, yes. Those things happened. And then he went drop. But the thing is, you're kind of keeping track of this as Light, and you're like, okay, well, I know he doesn't have Queens and he doesn't have Defilers right now because I've seen everything he has. He has drops, he has Hydras, so those are the two things I need to block right now. And it gives Light a bigger window to work at coming back.
Yeah. Now, Light needs to reclaim this natural here. I like the idea of the drop coming in here. He can drop here, and there's going to be plenty of Hydras before you can fight back. There's the Queen's Nest. A signal we're going to tech into late game now. Now, I don't believe that Larva has enough to actually take any kind of fight over here at the front, but maybe with a drop coming in here, this will force enough of the army to relocate. Is that really all he's got in there? I'm sorry, is there a tank
he has
shooting
one
somewhere?
tank. I mean, I think it's up on the high ground somewhere.
I don't see it.
It's like 3 screens away shooting those Hydras.
It's actually in game 2. It's from the future. It's a time-traveling tank using its splash damage to try to save. Like, he's like, listen, if you don't win this in game 3, Larva wins, and he moves on.
Yeah. And the world ends because Larva wins ASL.
That's right.
The biggest memer streamer in Brood War.
That tank is John Connor's mom.
Looks like Larva going to continue to push his drops.
Okay, well, this is going to take out the natural. I don't know if he can actually repair this, by the way.
Larva's not targeting.
No,
so he might just save it.
Larva's pretty preoccupied macroing up. But again, even getting the gas back here is pretty big. Now, the natural on this map, this one does not have a gas. I don't know why I'm always tricking myself into which one has the gas, which one doesn't. This one does not. So if you're going mech, that's plenty of gas you're not getting by taking out that natural in the back.
But I guess the thing that won't bother him as much about that here is you can actually harass a lot still with your mineral count, right? Like you can, first off, you can build some extra turrets because he is going drop, so that's like something you can do with those extra minerals. And I would like to see him field just a little bit more vultures and try to do some harassment, because that's like, that's how you buy time and keep yourself going with mech in this type of situation.
We've got queens out here. Now,
That's
the
the
queens are
transition.
for broodling, correct? You want to try to broodling down the tank. So, historically, this was considered the worst spell, or one of them, in the game. I mean, Lockdown was actually probably viewed as better, or more something you could utilize better than even this. But basically, when you're going for mech, it takes a long time to get tanks. A very easy measurement of the vitality of a meching player, regardless of the matchup, is how many tanks do they actually have? How many tanks have they actually lost? And so, because Light has to amass quite a bit of tanks, what you can do is just sit back with queens, 150 energy, which is a lot. It's an insane amount. I think the only thing that costs more than that is mind control on a Dark Archon, and I think then Broodling is the second most expensive spell in the game.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
But at 150 energy is insane. But you can bank that up over time, and then you can just Broodling down their tanks.
Yeah.
And you get a free kill. If you do this twice, the queen's already paid for itself doubly.
Yes, that's right.
So,
a queen costs the same as a tank, so as soon as it casts a Broodling on a tank, that's high quality for you.
So a technique Terran can do then is to go for EMP.
Yeah.
You can see a bunch of queens, you can try to EMP them, almost like you're EMPing a bunch of arbiters, or a bunch of battle cruisers or something like that.
Well, a lot of times they'll clump, because what you do is, we saw where his queens are. His queens are up between the 12 o'clock base and the 1 o'clock base. Oh, that's a really nice one there. He actually got a decent amount of drones. But you almost always see this, where the queens go into an area that's completely worthless, so it doesn't get scanned. So you almost know where to scan for the queens, because they will go somewhere where it is not worth your time to look, right? So they'll always be floating in a place like that. And then, I mean, there's no smart cast in this, so you actually have to clone the queens out for the broodlings.
Yeah.
So a lot of times what happens is you start to get vision of the tanks, and then you clone them all, and they all come in a clump. So EMP is actually a reasonable thing to try to hit them with. Irradiate doesn't kill them quickly enough. They'll just get it off anyways, and it's like, well, they now traded for something of equal value, the siege tank, plus an irradiate.
And for the uninitiated, in case you're wondering, well, why do they irradiate defilers and then they're going to EMP queens? Because you have all your queens together in one spot. A defiler, once you kill the one defiler, it's done. And defiler, of course, even if you were to EMP it, it would just consume. It would just consume more lings, and get more energy. There are unusual moments where maybe an EMP is appropriate, but
to stop spells on a defiler, you have to go EMP, irradiate, EMP. That's how long it takes for irradiate.
Whoa, here we go. So that just killed a bunch of tanks basically for free.
But you can see Light's counterplay here, where he's putting a bunch of turrets into his army. And just utilizing those turrets makes it a lot harder for the queens to get in there and actually cast their spells, and to even gain vision of these tanks, right? It's like these thick defensive lines, how do you clone that many queens? And if you're not bringing in all your queens at once, the few queens coming in are going to take all the turret hits.
Yeah.
So it's a good semi-counterplay. There is one complete counterplay against the queens that is foolproof, which is floating buildings over your tanks so they can't be selected.
Oh, yeah. But I guess that only goes so far, right? I mean, eventually you do have to move them.
Yeah.
You're not going to win by turtling the whole game.
Well, you can float the buildings, right? So it's like, technically, no one's ever done that in a pro game, but they have floated in defensive positions in pro games. But yeah, I've never seen anyone try to move tanks under buildings across the map. But the thing is, if we keep playing Brood War for another 20 years, that will end up happening, right?
Yeah.
If these unit comps stay around.
Well, people keep developing stuff in this game. It really is something crazy.
It seems insane. It would take a lot of APM and a lot of management, but like you could theoretically just make a blanket of floating buildings over your army and go.
Now, I'm a little bit worried for Larva here, because Light is getting pretty high in supply. He's at 142. Note the placement. The turrets are there to cover the tanks. So growth for Terran is just still happening. I like the Parasite there.
Yeah, Parasite is really good. So it's on a Vulture, is that right?
Yep.
And there it is on a tank. It is worth it honestly,
Medic
to get
and restoration?
restoration and
Yeah.
make a couple medics, it is worth it. In this case, like, he's not really ready for that. I would like to see him do it, but he just kills the tank there. You can't have him just seeing your stuff, because that's like the best way to do the cloning of the queens.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you have a parasite in the middle of it, it's like free.
Now, Terran is beginning to stretch into the bottom left, and that makes me worried for Larva here. You really, no matter what the matchup, you can't let Terran have half the map.
Yeah.
Terran is too powerful if they can get that many bases up.
They're super powerful, but let's not forget the amount of queens Larva has. Those gain value and more value and more value and more value over time. So that is a way that he could end up winning this game still, is just through constant queens. Also, as we get later, these drops, when you get Defilers out, if you drop Defiler Ling, and actually that's where Lurkers actually can come into play late game against Mech.
Yeah.
If you put a Darkstorm over a Lurker that you get into their main base,
oh, I guess they just can't do anything.
you can't really kill that. It's not really killable. Now,
Okay.
that's not what this drop is, but we might see that if the game goes really, really long.
So a lot of Hydras unloading over here, causing a real distraction. We see a conga line of Terran units snaking across the map here to try to come over and eliminate this. So this is quite a bit of damage. He's actually taking out an armory.
Yeah.
And this is going to allow him to then come in here. Oh, great EMP.
Yeah,
actually
saves one.
Mutes one of the queens.
And look at this attack from Larva. He does clear the tanks well enough and attacks in. He's going to get a command center. It's not the most important base. This is the really important stuff is actually happening in his main. He's losing a bunch of his tech buildings. It's very annoying. He does have to
Infested Command Center. Wait for it.
Nice.
Infested Command Center.
Infested Terrans, they one-shot depots.
Coolest voice acting in the game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty badass.
There's the Broodlings doing their
There they go.
tiny amount of damage, the weakest
They're like,
unit
we'll
in the
see
game.
when StarCraft 2 we have a much bigger role there. This is just our debut.
We're like Infested Terrans as well.
Broodlings are like the
Well,
Boba
used to.
Fett of, StarCraft 1. It's like, we're going to see a lot more of this. StarCraft 2. Okay, but he's counter-pushing across the map. Now, I don't know how many queens are available with Broodling.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But he does have a Defiler there. That's kind of nice.
Oh, wait.
He only prevents one.
Okay.
Okay, Siege is up. The Darkstorm is down, so the tanks will miss their shots, but the splash still works. I think Larva is going to end up taking this game, Tasteless. It really does look that way.
This is what I was saying earlier. Like, Light should get out first, but it is possible for any of these players to actually beat him. Like, Light has to bring his A game or he will die. Now, you can see Light is trying to save this base down here. Now, this push has to be respected. I don't know, production-wise, what is going to be out next year to try to fight this. I mean, Queens are a long shot away from ever having the energy, to do another Broodling. If he could Broodling down
it's
another
a
wave
minute
of
and a
tanks.
half before he gets more Broodlings, basically. And a minute and a half is a long time. You can kill the main base, you can kill the fourth base during that time, I think. And Light is going to push forward. I mean, if he starts zapping all the tech, maybe there is a comeback potential here.
Okay, now notice how he's Broodling the tanks in the middle because he wants the splash damage to hit those Broods.
That got 2 tanks.
Yeah, very important moment here. What a crazy day this is today, by the way. All these games have been so good.
Yeah, these are insane. It's awesome. Even that ZVZ was great.
Okay, so I think Zerk's actually just going to make all of his tech over here in the upper left.
Yeah, he needs to. He
try
should
to
remake everything.
Sandbag the progress of Terran. Terran does not have many expansions, mainly just as one in the bottom.
Yeah, he only is
What he
actually
needs is-
mining from the mineral
He needs
base.
infested Terrans inside of Overlords. And drop them on the tanks.
Well, if he actually did drop on the tanks, the thing is, it's not like a Baneling. If it gets shot, it doesn't do its damage.
Oh, I see. Now I would never know that.
Yeah. Well, you've never played against it.
No, never. No, I've never.
But yeah, so you can shoot it down. But you actually.
So wait, you have to what is the mechanics of the infested Terran? You have to.
It's
manually
basically a melee unit that blows up when it attacks. That's what it is.
There's no button you can detonate it with?
No, I think it actually has to attack. I'm fairly certain about that. It's not very often that I play against it. It's normally someone clowning me after they're way ahead. But
oh, I see.
The one thing to mention, they do 500 damage. That's splash damage.
Oh my God, an EMP. EMP is 100, right?
I don't think he has the mana because he just used 2 defense matrix.
Sup, son?
And if he brings them in, yeah, 1 or 2 at a time. It's
Wow,
really
getting
good.
the Goliath there.
Yeah, he only has to whittle this down.
Wow. Yeah, this is so funny. Over time, you just zap out each of the units. Now he's going for Goliaths. Is that better to get the Goliaths instead of the tanks? Is that?
I think it's because his army is so heavily clean that he's. And the thing is, he could do something like take mutas again, but he has so many units here.
Right, here we go. Look at that, man. Okay, this is crazy. Larva's going to win this game. He's done it. This is beautiful play here, in a very, at least in the history of StarCraft, not the kind of TVZ you normally see.
Yeah, really
that
nice
was very cool. Larva make it out first.
It is possible. But you know what? This map is a very strange, a very different map. I can't recall what map 2 and 3 are, so I'm excited to see that. I know that, okay, one ban was Plasma, the other was Benzene. Okay, so that means we have Polypoid and we have Eclipse. You know what? Oh wait, no, Optimizer, I'm sorry. Optimizer, and is it Polypoid or Eclipse the last one for this?
I don't know. I forgot.
Anyways, regardless, Optimizer, this is the map where we saw, was it JYJ go?
TVT?
No. In the TVZ here, it was like 6 factory mech all.
Oh, yeah. No, that was a very good build. And we could see the Goliath build again here.
I could absolutely see him doing that. That looks completely broken on this map, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know how
if I ever have to play this map, that's the build I'll be doing against Zerg. Warning.
Optimizer, but you know, what is Larva going to do too? He doesn't have to just react. By the way, the jacket's coming off here for Light. He wants to be out of this group. This is a tough group, even for Light.
Yeah.
He mentioned this in the interview earlier. He said, yeah, I mean, he needs to get through here before he can even think about round of 8, round of 4, or finals.
Absolutely.
And Larva may just steal the show tonight, man. I don't know.
It's possible. I mean, this is kind of a funky map. He's a smart guy. Let's see what he has prepared.
Game 2 is ready. Larva vs. Light continues on.
ASL 시즌 10 게임 준비 완료. 옵티마이저에서 게임을 시작합니다.
So Larva in the upper left, Light in the bottom right.
Yeah, so cross spawns, something to take note of. He is 4-pooling. Larva's gonna 4-pool.
Oh my God.
He's gonna be sad that it's cross spawns. It's gonna make it a lot harder.
Yeah, but let's see what Terran does. We have seen Terrans go CC first on this map.
Yeah.
This is one of those maps.
If Light goes CC first, the game is over. The thing is, if you can figure out that this is coming, it is as free a win as you can get, you know? Okay, it looks like he wants to do a wall. We talked about this actually semi-recently, because you were talking about wall-ins versus 4-pool.
Barracks first.
It's an 8 racks.
Now 4-pool beats that, right?
You can hold this.
You can hold this.
If you know it's coming. The thing is, if the lings suddenly appear near your Marine, you're dead.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
But, yeah, no, you can... Your Marine is going to get out quicker. If you know that it's coming, you can get a bunker up. You know, your SCVs are going to have to fight.
Can't believe he's going for a 4-pool.
Wait. Was that a second racks? No.
No, it's a depot.
Oh, okay.
100% that's a depot.
Wow, this is wild.
This is the fastest rush in the game. For a while, people thought the game was broken.
It kind of was back then. People weren't good at micro.
You couldn't control well, so it's
and
like...
it only costs 150 for a spawning pool.
That's
so
right. They actually
quicker.
upped the price to 200, but still, it's still devastating. Now, if I'm seeing this correctly, these lings are going to go in between the two SCVs scouting.
Yes.
Unless he goes straight down. But I think he should see that SCV come in there and suspect. Oh, hold on.
The SCV is actually coming back. Okay, look at this. He's going to see the Lings. That is huge. That's a huge moment for Light right there. He's bringing back the Marine.
He needs to pull some SCVs here. And, yeah, if you just stop this, the Zerg probably just leaves the game.
Oh, his Marine! Oh, dude, oh my God, his Marine blocked the SCVs from getting into the right position.
Now he's gonna wait for the next Marine to spawn here. He's actually got a little cage set up to trap him in.
He's gonna kill him now. The SCVs bumped into the Marine and now Light loses.
Yeah, this is, just wait for it. Marine inbound here. Oh, he's gonna try to drill him here. This will force the Marine on the other side.
The drill is good. He needs to do something like that. Oh, but Larva very quickly kills it. Larva's just gonna get the win.
Oh,
I'm
hold
pretty
on,
sure.
hold on,
Wait
hold
a
on.
minute, wait a minute. Maybe.
Hold on.
Hold on, yeah.
Hold the phone.
Even a drone is
Already
fighting,
big
which,
toast.
dude, there's like no drones at home.
Yeah, if there's a drone here.
Oh my God.
There's not supposed to be a drone here. Unless there's something I don't know about for pulling. But I mean, I don't know why you'd ever want a drone there.
It was a scout drone. I think he just brought it. How many SCVs are mining? 2?
2?
Yeah, he's ahead, man. It's 5 SCVs against 4 drones. More Lings are on the way.
This is so crazy. He should have just kept one Ling over there on the other side. I guess adrenaline is high in a moment like this, you know?
Maybe, yeah.
Now there's more SCVs mining now, I believe, because he sent 2 more back, right?
He sent 1 more back.
So there's 3 mining.
Yeah, 3 mining.
Now notice how slow. I think he's going to try to drone drill. No, is there any way?
I don't think he can see anything to drill.
Yeah,
He's
in fact, I
saying
think we
right
just saw
out of the
Shine
range.
check that. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's just bringing it to do some damage. Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my
God, move the drone for God's sake.
The drone got in the way there. Oh, he took so many more hits because of that.
Now there's 1 more Marine coming out. 1 hit and that Marine is out. It's out. It's out.
Okay, the Marine pops out, but this is too many Lings.
And he's going to get that SCV.
He only has 1 SCV in his main or 2 SCVs?
He's going to trap the last Marine. GG!
Whoa! Oh my God, the 4-pool does it. Larva advances in first place.
Whoa! Starfoot Gamer!
Starfoot
Gamer!
He's back!
Never forget Zotek Cup. All right. Hell yeah! Yeah, what was that on the bottom of his foot, man? That was gnarly.
Man.
Definitely not the guy I want the feed pics from, but I respect the play.
I'll take them, Jesus.
Yeah.
Dude, the 4-pool. The SCVs bumping into the Marine happens to us all.
It does.
It happens to us all. If the SCVs had gotten in front of the Marine and the Marine was behind, it's a hold right there.
Unreal. Larva gets out now. Who in the hell is going to get out of this group?
Who knows?
Action, Best, and Light. All these guys look so strong. There's a chance Light doesn't advance.
There is a big chance.
There's a big chance, man. Wow. I was saying at the start of the group, I mean, like, it is possible for any of these guys to beat Light. It's possible. And the balls. The huge, massive, elephantitis balls of Larva to go for the 4-pool.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a mind
And
game right there.
It looked like Light had actually held. You know, it's weird because we get 4-pool. You're like, is he making more Lings or is he making drones? Like, what's going on? I gotta know. You know, he peeked out with an SCV for a second, didn't work.
No, it was. There was a lot of mind games.
ASL 시즌10 16강 B조 경기 함께하고 계십니다. 오늘의 첫 번째 8강 진출자 이몽규 선수 만나보겠습니다. 축하드립니다.
We have our first player to advance in Group B. It's Larva. Congratulations.
오늘을 위해서 정말
Thank you.
원기옥을 모아 오신 게 아닌가 하는 생각이 들 정도로 오늘 경기 이몽규
Seems like you
선수가
saved all your energy
생각해온
for today's
아마 그대로
matches.
흘러가지 않았을까 하는 생각이 들거든요. 어떠세요?
I think you've executed everything perfectly today. How are you feeling? How are your games?
했는데 오히려 좀 약간 길어져가지고 살짝 2% 아쉽다.
I planned for quick matches. It was going a little bit longer than I expected in some of the games. So I'm a little bit unsatisfied.
김성대 선수랑의 경기에서도 그렇고 이재호
So let's talk about the first game against Action. I was thinking,
조금 전체적으로 좀 쉽게 끝낼 수 있었는데 약간 조금 질질.
or actually, nice changing it to even against Light. I think I could have won the game easier if I had executed things better. But it went on and on and on and on.
어땠는지 굉장히 궁금한데 첫 번째 김성대 선수 같은 경우에는 사실 저그전.
What was your preparation like coming into this?
준비를 어떻게 하셨나요?
일단은 좀 제가 비공개 아이디를 새로 만들어가지고 레더
Actions
위주로 연습을 했었어요.
ZVZ win rate is
레더
about
위주에서
70%.
하고 약간 좀 스타일을
I actually made another
사이즈들을
account,
좀 바꾸면서 편하게
and I landed on that a lot.
이게 다른 이제 뭐 게이머들이나 아니면
I tried various
스트리머들이나
styles
그렇게
and
다
experimented with that.
먹히더라고요. 그래서 오늘은 조금 공격적으로 좀 색다르게.
And a lot of other pro gamers didn't realize that was me.
이재호 선수에게 오늘 2대
I
0
think playing a
승리를
different style
거두면서
led me to
경기 전
really
인터뷰에서
deliver today.
복수해주겠다는 그 발언을 정말
You
완벽하게
had 2 wins against Light.
지켜내셨습니다. 특히 첫 번째 세트 같은
You got your
경우에는
revenge on him.
11라로 이재호 선수의 메카닉을 거의 좀 무위로 돌리지 않았나 하는 생각이 들 정도로 굉장히 완벽해 보였는데
You destroyed his
11라로
mechanical
메카닉을
units with your
좀
queens
있을 거라는
and your hydras.
아무래도 좀
Were you expecting
제가
to
짜내는
actually win
식으로
in the
플레이를
long
하다
run with that
보니까
approach?
테라는 이제 앞마당이 6덩이라서 무조건 미네랄 멀티 쪽에 자리를 잡게 되거든요. 그래서 그 공백기를 좀 집중적으로 노렸던 것 같아요.
Terrans are prone to have
두 번째 세트 옵티마이저에서 대각선이 나왔는데 4드론을 하셨어요. 이 빌드를
I think he tried to capitalize on the excessive minerals, if I caught that right. Sorry.
옵티마이저 같은
Let's talk about the Broodling play.
또 이제 가짜 사나이 제가 또 갔다 왔잖아요. 그래서 이제 업로드 시간이 지났더라고요. 그래서 뭔가 좀 빠르게 공격적으로 좀 끝내고 빨리 시청하고 싶어가지고.
Oh, they're talking about the.
즉흥적으로 좀 생각해낸
I think they're talking about his haircut. Excuse me, I'm all over the place here.
이몽규 선수 정말 노련함이 그대로
There's some future
묻어나는
content coming out on his YouTube. He's mentioned about
아니었나
that.
생각이 드는데요. 2시즌 연속 8강 진출입니다. 이제 더 높이
Well, we can
올라가셔야죠.
see that you're a true veteran of the ASL.
어제 방송에서 얘기를 했었는데 이번 시즌이
You're now in the quarterfinals. Anything you want to say?
맨날 마지막일 것 같다 했는데
그렇게 말씀하셔놓고 또 레더는 1위 하셨잖아요. 네.
이번에는 근데
Every
아마
single
진짜
season.
마지막이 될 것 같거든요.
I'm always saying, oh, this might be my last season. I don't know.
응원해 주셨던 8년간 응원해 주셨던 우리
But I really do feel like this might be my last season.
여러분들의 파이팅이 좀 헛되지 않도록 열심히 준비 한번 해보도록 하겠습니다.
네, 다전제에서 또
There have been a lot of fans who have been supporting me for the last 8 years.
세레모니 보여줄지 기대하겠습니다.
I'm
다시
trying to
한번
do my
진출
best.
축하드려요.
And just keep your support. Well,
자,
again,
이렇게 해서 오늘의
congratulations.
첫
He says
번째
thank you.
8강 진출자 이몽규
Starfoot
선수와
Gamer
함께고요.
is
계속해서
back.
시청자 여러분들을 위해 준비된
Yeah, he
이벤트
certainly is. I
안내해드리겠습니다.
can't believe he actually won this group. That's crazy.
That's crazy, and the way he won it too. Broodlings in game 1, and then a 4-pull in game 2.
Worked out.
Beautiful.
Worked out. I mean,
it's funny because
he took the risk and it worked.
It looked like Light might have actually held it. It seems like he had it together. Again, when you lose that many workers, you don't know. Okay, is he droning? Is he not making lings? Because you need to know, right?
Yeah,
You're still in the dark. Came out for a second, and even we had that other drone there with the fight. We were saying, is that good? Isn't one more drone going to get you lings a little bit more quickly? But then the drone has a range attack, not a lot, just a little hex, but that can add to the damage.
Yeah. Well, it worked out. You can see that he's practiced the 4-pull a bit, and well,
yes,
this can happen. You're playing on a map where it's likely they'll wall in. That can be a good build.
That's all the time we have. We're going to take a short break when we come back to the losers match.
디자인을 하면서 가장 중요하게 생각했던 부분은 울트라 기어의 차별화된 브랜드 메시지를 잘 나타내는 것입니다. 신과 영웅들의 최강의 무기들을 검토하였습니다. 그중 니케의 승리의 날개를 모티브로 지금의 울트라 기어의 로고가 탄생하게 되었습니다. 울트라 기어의 이니셜인 U와 G를 비상하는 날개의 형상으로 레드 색상을 사용하여 강력한 에너지와 힘을 나타내었습니다. 울트라 기어는 최상의 퍼포먼스로 진정한 게임의 즐거움, 승리의 기쁨을 여러분께 선사할 것입니다.
잡아 킬 흐림님 힐 그렇지 나 힐 2.3끈 온다 잡아 바닥 바로
From the beginning.
Hit it, boys. 네, 그렇습니다.
이상한데? 그렇게 작아. 너무 안 보이는데? 보이지가 않잖아. 쓸 수가 없는데? 저거 키워보라고.
성능 17대 화면으로 언제 어디서나 더 크게 즐기다. WQXGA 초고화질의 17대 화면, 16대10 최적의 화면비. 고성능 노트북의 새로운 기준. LG 울트라 기어.
싱그러운 청귤이 사이다를 더 청량하게. 새로움을 마시다.
울트라 기어로 선명하게 이긴다. LG 울트라 기어 게이밍 모니터.
Here is where it all begins. 'Cause I've been needing you the most. Lost, looking for you up in the stars. While I have kept you in my heart. Life is worth living. Oh, and you give me all your loving. And our love is a chain reaction. It comes in spurts. So let's keep this moving. Leave all the fears that you have behind, and we'll break every curse, put it on the line. Can't stop fighting for you, 'cause all I know is I'll go anywhere that you wanna go. 'Cause life is worth living. Oh, and you give me all your loving. And our love is a chain reaction. It comes in spurts. So let's keep this moving. You got me high up when I'm feeling low. You got me losing all of my control. This world is always feeling cold, but you're everything a miracle.
What's up, everybody? We're back. We were just talking on break about, you know how long it takes to actually get enough minerals to make a marine or an SCV when you have two SCVs mining?
It's 24 seconds.
It's a long time. Just to put that the end of that game 2 into perspective, like,
Yeah. And a marine, by the way, takes
30 seconds.
15 seconds to
15
make.
seconds?
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy because,
Let's go.
yeah, you know, we're so used to the early game, everything just kind of flows out of the buildings and the bases. No, not when you don't have that many workers. Okay, Plasma for game 1. This is going to be fun. This is a weird
dude.
map. It's an island
Yeah.
map. There are eggs that can be destroyed, quite a bit of eggs that can be destroyed to open it up. I have no idea what it's going to look like, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and this should be a very even match. So let's get this going.
ASL 시즌 10 게임 준비 완료. 플라즈마에서 게임을 시작합니다.
This is a 3-player map, by the way. We have Best in the center right. I'm very curious how this actually affects each of the matchups, too. If someone's in the center and the other person's at the top or the bottom.
You would have to assume center is the worst location.
Or on some matchups, maybe you get more bases. You can expand to further away. I think it actually does depend.
Yeah, maybe it does.
But, yeah, this is an island map. You have this very small main base on the high ground. It's so small that Protoss or Terran couldn't fit all their structures in there. Even for Zerg, it'd be a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, you macro from low ground.
Yeah. There are the eggs I was talking about. The center is all connected, but you have to destroy those eggs. And for the uninitiated, it takes a long time to kill eggs unless you have, like, Psy Storm or...
Yeah, splash damage will do it reasonably, but like attacking it with weak units.
Yeah, like Zealots or something won't.
Yeah, no, they have like 10 armor, so.
Yeah, you do have this small ramp, as you can see. So that's not the island. I wonder if we should have another term for this. We might have to kind of tinker with this idea for a little bit. A couple other things. You saw the drone go through the eggs there. You can mind move through eggs, so only workers can ghost through the eggs. And I know for those of you who will just watch StarCraft all day, this might be tiresome to hear, but this has to be explained. So this...
Yeah, no, this map is very odd. And
yeah.
Yeah, people are going to have a lot of questions about it.
Yeah. Now, in case you're wondering, doesn't that mean they could cannon rush the Zerg or make a hatchery in their main or something? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Will that happen? I don't know. I really... This is a map I don't even want to try to guess what they're going to do until we have a couple games on it. PvZ on maps where you're separated, and you're not land to land, they're a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool things that can happen, and this is already very interesting. Yes. A hatchery made in the bottom right.
Yeah, so he waited for the Overlord to scout where Best was, and now he has that hatchery out there. Now, this probe that comes in, he knows where the Overlord came from, so he's like trying to block the hatchery, and he's going to see, well, there's no hatchery there. Going to come along over this side.
Now, the drone is fat enough it can stop the probe from coming up. Probe and drone are actually an even match. It's whoever hits who first. So he sees... Now, a couple other things. There are 2 bases on your low ground. There's a mineral only and a gas only. Now, I think it's pretty logical to say that the second gas is very important on an island map. You need tech, you need air units. All these things require gas.
Well, unless you want to kill the eggs. But
yes, unless
this
you
is
kill the
obviously,
eggs.
it just has to be some sort of rush from Action, you know, with that hatchery over there.
So Action's trying to circumvent the island map theory by exploiting the fact that a drone can be ghosted through eggs and then make a hatchery somewhere. Now, what does he want to do? I'm not sure. But Best appears to be scouting around. Now,
he's scouting like mad. He really wants to figure this out.
And if Best finds this, I don't know how Action will handle it. I'm also not entirely clear on what Action wants to do with the hatchery. I mean, obviously, maybe make some lings or
yeah. I think it's
something.
speedlings because I mean, it's not like you have a cannon wall to hold them off.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you have lings over there, they're in their base. You know.
2 speedlings are coming through here. He does not see him. Oh, he does. Oh, that's unfortunately placed.
Okay, he's going to get up into the natural. Very annoying here for Best. I think he has a very good idea of what's going on. Lings can't get here by now.
I wonder if it was better to save them. I guess not if Action's going to do it, but...
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
4
sure he
lings
has this
is so much
practiced.
stronger than 2, but yeah. Now, keep in mind, you can always run away from the probes when they attack you. You just dart back.
Won't you... Like, this build, actually, the more I'm thinking about it, seems brilliant. Won't you every time kill the Nexus?
Yeah.
Every time. There's just no way for Best to save the Nexus.
Yeah, there's no Zealot down here. There's no Pylon. There's no Cannon.
Yeah, if you don't see the hatchery before it finishes, that's just it. Like, they have to hold their ramp, I guess.
By the way, one of the tricks you do with this is that you always attack the Nexus if they start to go back to mining, and once they attack you, you switch on them and hit them there. But this may just be GG. I mean, this is...
A lot of Zerg cheesers tonight, huh?
Yeah. The Zergling is a good unit, but hold on, there should be a second Zealot coming up here, right?
Goon on the ramp. He's making a cannon his main here as well.
A Dragoon is actually fine to have against Lings. You can micro that pretty well. Also, let's not forget, this is right now pretty much one base versus one base. That hatchery at the bottom is not like an expansion.
No, I guess he could make drones. It'd be kind of wonky mining, but yeah, he kills the hatch.
He needs more than this Dragoon here to hold this. Whoa, whoa, no, 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 no.
Oh, you know what? He has the cannon.
I'm sorry,
so...
never mind. I got a little bit too
that,
excited there.
That's okay. It's understandable. This is an awesome, wild first game on Plasma for us this season.
The Corsair's out first. Can't he just completely supply block the Zerg here? I mean, a Spore will eventually come, but how many Corsairs can you get to the point where the Spore doesn't even matter? I don't know. Well, he cancels the... Wait, what did he cancel? He didn't cancel the Spire, did he?
Maybe it was an Evo that he canceled? Or, yeah, I think.
I don't know. By the way, you know, Best, he can take the minerals and just expand elsewhere. The map is still pretty confusing. Oh, wow. What a weird location. They're just right next to each other.
This is such a weird game.
Air weapons is being upgraded.
The Lings start to work on eggs. May as well. They don't really have anything else to do right now. He has a Ling sitting in front of the ramp, so he'll see if anything leaves.
Protoss is on one base. Zerg has taken the gas expansion here. Oh, that's awkward. He sees exactly where that expansion is going to be, but he also spots, oh man.
But he can't get units over there right now, right?
No, he cannot. And I think even if he knows, it doesn't matter. Cannons will be up there.
Yeah.
And if you have enough cannons, the Zerglings won't kill it.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially when there's probes
mining.
Well,
it's going to take forever for them to get through the eggs anyways.
Right. Now, this is good movement here by Action. He's basically trying to make it so that going north is impossible.
Ooh. All right.
Oh,
they
I love this.
snipe one.
Probes go right through.
Yeah.
Past the hatchery. Why not, right?
This is so wild.
It's hard. It's a hard game to keep track of.
It is. It's so different. This is part of the real beauty of Brood War, right? Like, we have such different, insane maps that can be played on.
Yeah. Now, you really don't have anything quite like this. I mean, this is such a strange map.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, I guarantee you that neither of these guys have practiced the game quite like this. Okay, so we are now,
Dude, he's going Queen's Nest. So I think what he's going to do is just Nidus play. Right? That would be why he would rush to Hive, wouldn't it? Like Nidus and Crackling?
I don't know. Maybe he wants to even get a Queen.
Compiler?
I don't know.
A Queen? That would be wild.
Well, if you ensnare just the Corsairs, Protoss doesn't actually have a ground army here. I don't see a Robo yet. I don't know, though. I really don't.
Yeah. You see how slowly those Lings are actually dealing damage to the egg.
Yeah, it takes forever. But again, if he opens up the eggs, it becomes a ground map, and this is Protoss with a Starport or Stargate and nothing else. I think Action's close to possibly winning this. I think.
Really?
I think Best is doing a very good job, but again, Protoss doesn't have a ground army. This is 3 Zealots and a Dragoon.
Seems like a ground army to me.
Yeah, it's not enough of a ground army.
It's like what the computer first moves out with.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this army? Like, no one's ever actually made this in a game.
Okay, it is a Queen. Yeah, he might also parasite the Corsairs.
Oh yeah, parasite and Corsairs.
There's a lot you can do with this.
Yeah. Do you think it's just like Mass Scourge and snare that, kill the Corsairs, and then
maybe go
Muta?
Mutas? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. He's gonna have 3 gas. That would be the easiest, most straightforward way to win.
Well, it's funny because Queens are just used more and more here. Here comes a Parasite soon, right? By the way, Queens are very fast.
Yeah, they are a speedy unit. This is so wild.
Okay, I think, it's 75 energy if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and there's no way to get rid of Parasite.
Woo! Yeah, you have to kill the Corsair.
Parasite, yeah. Only Restoration. That's the only thing in the game that can get rid of something
So if he was going to go for Nidus, that's not useful anymore. unless he can save this hatchery here. Maybe makes a drone and then makes creep or something. I don't know.
Recall those units. Okay, he has that hive.
Zerg's going for that extra gas.
This is such
what
a cool
an
game.
insane game.
What is best thing that he can do here? Like, do you need to go underground? Is there, like, should he just stay on Corsair? Or?
He keeps making Corsairs. He gets speed lots with +1 attack. Actually, he already has speed lots with +1 attack. Starts to get Templars and expands again.
Oh, okay, yeah,
and
that,
you get a
that
DT
seems
too.
to make sense. Yeah,
a DT running around the map, especially if it's opened up, is going to be very strong.
I was hoping that you would say his best play here is probably to get carriers, but I guess that's just not going to...
He can also get a Dark Archon.
A Dark Archon? Okay.
Catch the mutas and kill him.
I like it.
I don't know that he'll do it, but I can dream, right?
Yeah. You dream as much as you want, Aces.
Thank you.
I want you to be happy.
Well,
but I know you're already happier than me in my 4-pool game.
I know. I hope you and the rest of the Terrans know how to play TVZ a little bit better now that Larva 4-pulled him.
It was really useful.
And whatever Larva had, whatever Light had planned there is now gone forever. Yeah. Parasite, now he'll probably have to kill this. Or maybe he just suicide scouts with it.
I think you just leave it somewhere. Because if they want to go send 2 Scourge, that's better than killing it yourself.
Dude, check out the top of the map. There's a DT cutting through the eggs. Now, DTs can kill eggs.
Yeah, so with 10 armor, the DT does 40 right off the bat, right? So it can smash through that. Whereas you're attacking it with Lings, they're doing 1 damage on their attacks.
Okay, 1 Archon here. This is anti-muta here. By the way, you can see that there's... I'm sorry, what was made at the bottom of the map? What is that? Is that 2 gateways?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. This DT is going to come through here. Action may not notice this.
Ooh.
Oh, man. Hold on. This is the play, though, from the Zerg. He wants to get the ensnare off. Action hasn't noticed yet. He just now realizes.
Oh, my God. DT's all over.
He's running with that DT. There's already another one down here causing problems, and that's what was made down there at Cannon.
Dude, that's so cool.
I'm surprised
he has done so much damage. Look at this. The drone's trying to fight the DT.
Oh, and now the Zealots come in. I think that Best might have done it.
Wow.
Well, he's going to back up. What's he doing?
Yeah.
Oh, the Archon can't fit. How hilarious is that? I know.
Oh, it can.
It can.
Yeah, how hilarious is that?
Yeah, he had to hold his. He had to exhale and then move through, and he could breathe again.
He had to suck it in.
Yeah.
Like, do I look good in these pants? I'm like, yeah, you do, Archon.
Okay, and snare on the Corsairs. Now that makes their shots much weaker, but I think the Archon can cover, right?
Yeah.
I don't think this is that bad at all. Oh,
well,
hold on.
Let's see.
Okay, that just totally failed. I think we're going to have GG in a second here.
Certainly looks that way.
2 armor here.
Wow.
Oh my God, he's still there?
How many kills? A second DT pops in.
Oh man. Okay, he does take out the Archon.
Well, his mutas actually are going to kill everything now, right? I'm pretty sure he's got +2 carapace.
Hold on, it's
yeah, look. See?
Yeah, he's microing really well. These are all pretty low on HP though. I think those all might be 1 HP mutas, Artosis.
All of them?
Yep, GG. All of them.
Wow.
What
a game.
What a crazy night. Oh, man.
The DTs were just so clutch there. I do not think that he wins that game without the DTs.
No, no way. I mean, those are 2 different locations that were being hit.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard. Guys, there's no sound effect made when a unit is killed, only when it receives damage and it's still alive. So a DT can just start to kill drones, and the Zerg, if they're not paying attention, thing is they should know it's coming. It's always coming, right? The DT's always going to try to come in there and start killing stuff.
You would think.
If you're not watching,
I like the gate over
drones.
there. I like the gate over there with the 1 cannon where it's like, well, we'll just make the DT here because we can't afford a robo.
It's so great because they're both exploiting the fact that you can build anywhere. You just can't transport anything anywhere. Really technical game. That's a one-of-a-kind. We'll never have a game quite like that again.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And you can see that, I guess the Corsairs, I don't know if they were, I guess probably +1 attack, maybe even +1 armor. Maybe that was one of the issues there.
I think they were just +1 attack.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. That
Corsairs and
spinning.
Scourge and mutas, the way they interact is very funny. You got to really execute perfectly. And I think, yeah, even though we saw the Corsairs killed up, I think they were all at like 5 to 10% HP. I think the Dragoon shoots each one down and it's over.
you think the Goon was going to finish all those moves by himself?
Yeah.
That's a monster Goon.
That's a serious Goon. That's an action hero Dragoon.
Jeez.
We're going to go on to Benzine for game 2. Best has defeated Action. Action may be eliminated first if he does not win here on our second map.
ASL 시즌 10 게임 준비 완료. 벤젠에서 게임을 시작합니다.
So, best in the bottom left, Action in the top right.
So this map, this is a really good map. I like it a lot. I'm curious to see how, as we see more and more games on it, how it's going to be played. One of the features on this map is that, I mean, you get a very easy natural, but there's a very narrow area exiting the natural, much more narrow than other maps. So it seems like it's hard to ever push somebody.
Yeah, I guess the two bases are pretty defensible. Definitely, it's a very good map, though, for drops and things like that. There's high ground behind your natural that you can put units on or fly down with mutas or shuttles or whatever and not be seen. And it's a very kind of wide open main base. It's hard to get to from anywhere else on the map other than by air. So a 9-pool here out of Action.
So we might even have 9-pool speed. Let's see if a gas is taken.
I think Action does a very good job with his builds. He always comes well prepared. Like, even though he lost that last game, he did a build that will every time kill your Nexus.
Yeah, his strategy
for the
worked
first time
to start.
you see it, at least, right?
So that was an extractor trick. So this is a quick. We've seen Zergs do this more and more here, and it seems like it forces the Protoss to make cannons earlier than they really want to. Overpool was more trendy in the past, and it's probably never going to go away fully, but this makes them make the cannon, I believe, before the Nexus. But I don't know the fine math on it exactly.
Against 9-pool with no gas, do you go 1 cannon or 2 cannon?
I guess we're going to find out. I don't actually know. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not that familiar with this. If I tried to answer it, I'd be guessing. But you can see
this is a good learning moment for you.
Yeah, this is great. Unlike what you got with the light games, I'm gonna be going home on the train, being like, I know more now.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, now he's taking gas again here. Good move by Best to throw a pylon down there. Now, yeah, you definitely have to cannon before Nexus here. There's just no doubt about that.
Oh yeah.
So he sees these lings here. Now, in a build like this, and I guess the answer is 1, but also note that this is a very tight area. I think he throws down 1 gate, puts maybe an extra probe there along with his main one, and he locks this out, right? I mean, this is a very tight corridor. But behind this, I'm more interested by the fact that there's a gas being taken.
Okay.
Right away. This is... So if you see the gas taken immediately, like I thought he was going to do, you kind of saw me scoot back in my chair when he canceled it. He was just... Basically, if you take a gas, your supply drops by 1, and you can make an extra worker, and then you cancel the gas, and you're in negative supply, but you've squeezed out an extra worker. He might go for pretty quick Ling speed here and just do a Ling all-in anyways, or a Hydra all-in, or a Muta all-in.
Yeah, I wonder which one we're going to end up seeing. It's a quick layer.
Okay.
So does that just automatically mean that, or is there like possibilities of a lurker Ling? Is there possibilities of a lurker drop?
There's everything's possible, right? I mean, that's one of the problems with Protoss. One of the things that Protoss have to deal with early on is that their defense is static. I mean, yeah, you get a Zealot here and there, and eventually you get a Corsair out, but you know, most of the game you're making a building it does do a lot of damage, but you need to have the right number of them. If you were to overmake them, and let's say that Action wasn't doing what he's doing and he's only making drones, a cannon is the same price as a gateway, almost the price of a gas, you know, almost the price of a pylon, and you're trying to progress yourself across here. Now this game, he's going for a crazy quick spire.
And he's just looking to get in there before a cannon's done in the main, right?
Yeah.
That's like the entire build, is that?
Pretty much. You might get a Scourge along with it too. The idea is that you catch the Corsair, kill the cannon, and then kill the main. And if you lose the main, or even lose control of the main for a while, it's really hard to ever come back. And also, like on maps like this, you don't even have enough room to remake all your stuff at your natural. So
yeah, that's some maps do have a bigger natural. I've seen Protosses try to rebuild.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. Yeah,
it's tough.
So with this, let's see this.
He should just keep the man alive. That would be a better move.
That's a much better move. The problem is you don't know, and Zergs are very good at making it ambiguous as far as what you scout. You see lings everywhere.
Yeah.
If they have a lot of lings, they're not going to show it. If they don't have a lot of lings, they're going to, you know.
You're not going to know it.
You're not going to know it. Yeah, it's just hard to play against because Protoss is guessing. It's one of the reasons why you almost always see a Corsair made. It's because they need to know exactly what you're doing. If you scout a Hydrogen, for instance, then they'll skip the Corsair sometimes because you can just get Zealot legs. You know what you're up against. Now, you know, that being said, this is him taking 2 other bases. How all in is this?
I think he only made Scourge.
Yeah, I think I did not read this correctly.
I think he's going to force anti-muta, but do it via Scourge. Because when you see Scourge this fast, you're like, ooh, I think you know.
Yeah, well, you're definitely insecure. You're saying, okay, I
Look,
didn't.
he's got 2 cannons in the main, so actually the not making mutas is amazing here.
And air weapons, and look at this. So there's been 5 cannons made total.
Action has no plan on actually attacking. Like even to us, the observers, it looked like he would,
I know,
right?
it did, yeah. I mean, you see what I'm saying, right? I thought, okay, well, there's going to be mutas coming out and Scourge here. And a lot of Protosses will lose to this even at high levels. It's super difficult to deal with.
Well, this is the round of 16 of ASL. There is not a higher level.
Yeah.
Well, the round of 8, I guess, but...
And instead behind this action with insane greed, 4 bases.
Yeah.
Now notice that Best backed off. He goes, okay, where are your mutas?
He's like, walking out trying to make him make units, but Action is having none of it.
There's also a play where you just keep making mutas and show them much later. Because eventually you go, oh, they didn't come.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and then there's
the
just
dumb person play.
Yeah. The Ogre Zerg player.
The Ogre Zerg player. I like that
That's
a
a
lot.
Zerg player with, you know, he's just got a thong on. And then he has a giant club with a nail sticking out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
he says,
it.
I am Ogre Zerg Gamer.
I am Ogre Zerg Gamer. I am fan of Footstar Gamer.
Come find me at lower B rank, higher C rank. I'll see you there. Bring your best strategy.
That's amazing.
So
I am Ogre Zerg Gamer.
But I think Best has actually done a really good job at kind of handling this, right? Like he's got his gates up. Zealot speed should finish soon. Oh, Artosis really likes this one.
It's so funny. It's so because it's like you're right. It is Ogre Zerg Gamer. It's Ogre Zerg Gamer. He's making the mutas. There's mass cannons and Corsairs +1.
Yeah, you're like, but just not enough of them. You're like, that wasn't enough.
Ogre Zerg Gamer. Here he goes.
I got him, guys. This is one of the hardest I've ever made Artosis laugh on here.
Oh my God, this is amazing. Here he comes. Now, does Ogre Zerg Gamer get punished by all those Corsairs?
Watch out, Ogre Zerg Gamer's going to try to drop a piano on this Protoss player.
There's really a lot of mutas being made.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised. Because I mean, it's kind of exactly what I said. I didn't really think it was going to get to this point, but yeah. You're just like, what? It's funny because, again, you're countering what they're doing. It's just
love
like...
that it's what you said. Like, no, there's this other ogre thing you can do. Which is, the mutas never came, so you make them later.
Yeah. You make so many, and you're like, wait, what? I've got like 8 Corsairs. It's like, yeah, but this is 30 mutas.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, here we go.
Oh my God,
here's his
they're
ogre
so
club.
good.
Here it is.
Oh my God, but look at that, he dodged it.
Oh my God, Artos has tears in his eyes. I've actually broke him. Oh my God. He's laughing so hard.
This is the funniest thing ever. Here's his ogre club, and then all the Scourge exploding. He has to turn around.
This is like a Jason and the Argonauts fight right now. Like, he dodged the ogre club. He might end up stabbing this ogre Zerg in his black heart. This is great.
Oh my God. Ogre Zerg Gamer is not able to get anything done.
No, this is great.
It turns out that this strategy does belong in low BIC rank. Oh, poor Ogre Zerg Gamer.
I know.
Those Scourge, he felt so strong and it didn't work.
It was like a Shadow of the Colossus fight back there, and he just barely got him in his weak spot. Now, again, it's like you think you're countering the mutas. Well, I think he almost did. Had that Archon hit him one more time. Whew. Now, I do think, because Action is, this is actually frankly the best Ogre Zerg Gamer build I've ever seen. I've seen a lot worse versions of this.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a lot of hatches. He's probably already upgraded his Hydras to +1.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not yet. But he will. But I will say, I think Best is actually handling this so well.
Yeah, it seems that way. When he stopped the Ogre Club, you know, that was like...
That was it.
He should have an edge after that, shouldn't he?
I want to watch that in slow-mo and see what exactly he does. Is there like a...
It almost looked like in StarCraft 2 when you hit the detonate button on the Banes.
Yeah.
Where all the Scourge just disappeared.
Okay, as you can see, he pulled back the Scourge here. And this is really bad right now for Action because he's supply blocked. The only way he's going to free up supply is when more drones and Hydras get killed. And keep in mind, Protoss is macroing behind this. That's why you're not seeing the best micro of all time here with the Zealots, is he just knows he needs to make more. This is where growth is completely gridlocked because the Overlords keep getting killed over and over.
Yeah, he has that massive supply block right now. The Corsair's still flying around looking for victims.
Yeah, and he can keep killing this. And all your money as Zerg is just going into remaking Overlords. Biso is the first player that really just made this look broken.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you kill the mutas like that, look, I mean, and by the way, it's not like it's a hard path to go back and find Overlords. You go up, down, up, down, up, down.
It's like the Konami code without A and B.
It's just up, down, and you win the game.
I knew that's how Protoss was played. Just a joystick.
Oh, man, now that DT comes in here.
Oh, man.
And the thing is, you could actually lose Corsairs at this point in time and just suicide on some of the Overlords here. Look at this. They're going, what, he's going to give them away now?
He's got to have detection, man. There's some DT in there.
We're having a good time tonight.
We are having a good time. I just love so much that it is exactly what you described, and then he did exactly what you said he would do, and then it got completely busted like it should.
Like it should if there is any justice in the universe.
Yes, yes. Poor Ogre Zerg
So, I do think, even though Best survives this, I think actually the next push will kill Action. I'm sorry, even though Action survives this, I think Best will kill Action with his next push.
Yeah. His army is so big. He's got 50 supply more. I love thinking about the fact that you have played against this enough that you knew it could happen, and I feel bad for you that you have had to lose to this before.
You're like 7 Corsairs, that's
like
surely enough.
it.
I need to get Templars out now. And then...
Yeah.
Okay, I think he's not going to push into the lower right. He probably wants to go into the this third base over here where all the hatcheries are. If he kills that, I don't think there's any way to recover. And by the way, I don't think there's any lurker tech here.
No. Ogre Zerg Gamer does not make lurker tech.
Yeah, no.
Oh, man.
We need to be able to zoom out. All right, I guess we can zoom out. What am I saying?
We can.
Oh, one lurker. What do you know?
Well, that could make it a lot longer, right?
Yeah, it could.
He kind of split his units quite a bit. Nice storm there.
There's more Zealots in this game than there are people watching the stream right now. I mean, there's so many Zealots. He might be able to just run this over.
I think
I feel
there's
like
enough that he's going to just hold.
Well, I don't know, man. I think he's actually getting hit from
Oh, yeah,
too
I guess
many
he's
sides.
rallying in a few more.
Yeah, I think so. I think this could have been handled a little bit better by Best, but I guess it's fine anyways, you know?
Gets a DT in, but no, Overlord is left alive. Gets picked off.
Yeah. Yeah, this should be the tipping point. And here come the Corsairs again. I was wondering where they were. He's going to get supply blocked again here. Oh, no, all the Overlords are there. Oh, no!
Yeah, yeah. Looks like Action not going to be able to keep any of these live.
Yeah.
Look at that supply just drop.
It's just, it gets worse.
85 of 55 of 47. 39.
Wow. All right. It doesn't matter. The Zealots will finish him off, I think. Oh, I love the one Zealot hidden over here. +2 armor, +1 attack. Not exactly what I expected. Don't try this at home, kids. This is not.
That's really kind of weird.
Maybe he meant to do it. Maybe he's like, no, you're going to just keep making mutas. Some people do that. Mutas take a long time to kill Zealots.
Yeah, especially with armor.
Yeah, this is a, there it is, GG. Ogrezer Gamer has fallen.
Wow, Best had to get through like a lot of stuff there, man. Like,
yeah.
Like Action was really throwing his best Ogrezer Gamer at Best.
Yeah, he had his best club. He went to his garage. He looked at all of his different clubs he has that he uses to bludgeon righteous Protoss players. Yeah.
He chose his best one.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, I have good memories
like,
with this club.
Don't worry, this is the club I keep behind glass. And he just opens it up. It's shining.
But when he brought it into Best Space, man, it just did not do anything.
It did not work. So this means you've got a rematch. You've got a PVT to close the night out. Today has just kicked ass, guys.
Oh, yeah, it really has. Best versus Light should be amazing.
Yeah. Oh,
Can't
I
wait.
can definitely get behind that. Guys, we'll be right back with our final best of 3.
성능을 언제 어디서나 가볍게 즐기다. 지포스 GTX 1650 그래픽 최신 인텔 10세대 프로세서 탑재. 고성능 노트북의 새로운 기준 LG 울트라 기어.
야, 우리 진짜 한 판만 더 이기면 돼.
야, 그럼 나 화장실 좀 갔다 올게.
야, 어디가?
금방 와.
자, 이 정도. 20여 명의 학생들이 컴퓨터 게임에 몰입하고 있는 또 다른 PC방. PC방의 전원을 꺼보겠습니다.
From the beginning.
울트라 기어로 부드럽게 이긴다. LG 울트라 기어 게이밍 모니터.
상큼한 복숭아가 사이다를 더 청량하게. 새로움을 마시다.
실성 사이다.
I just wanna know what you think about me when the summer's over. Hey, yeah, it's been a blast. I still remember even after October. And when the winter falls, just think about me and I'll keep you warm. Seasons have changed, I still remain with thoughts of you. And I'm just not the same, I admit, like autumn. I'm falling in the moment. One more night, just follow me home. Tell me about all of your dreams. Just wanna know you. Let's pretend like the world ends today, 'cause tomorrow you'll be miles away. Seasons have changed, I still remain with thoughts of you. And I'm just not the same, I admit, like autumn. I'm falling for you. I'll be waiting till the day you come back my way. I'll be counting every minute to see your face. I'll be waiting till the day you come back my way. I'll be counting every minute. 'Cause though seasons have changed, oh, I still remain. And though seasons have changed, I still remain with thoughts of you. And I'm just not the same, I admit, like autumn. I'm falling for you. Seasons have changed, I still remain with thoughts of you. Thoughts of you. And I'm just not the same, I admit, like autumn. I'm falling for you. You getting stuck, I see feet in the mud. You have been caught in the flood. While the water isn't parted, we run, we put you so the harvest is us. You have been enjoying life, sipping the syrup and a line in the white. Taking whatever you touch, the sword of the wicked is covered in blood. Welcome to the city of the nonsense. Pleasure is the peace we can find in. Dive in, ride a shotgun alongside the divided. Taking a piece of the pie, takes what was provided. We won't be silenced, the path is wide and we found our God here. Blood, sweat, spit, and these bricks for Babylon. Made from the dust, these souls we trampled on. You have been caught in the flood, I have been caught in the blood. What you need right now? You have been caught in the flood, wrapped in the sea right now. You have been caught in the flood, I have been caught in the blood. What you need right now? You have been caught in the flood, caught in the sea right now. You have been caught in the flood, I have been caught in the blood. What you need right now? You have been caught in the flood, wrapped in the sea right now. You have been caught in the flood, caught in the flood. What you need right now? You have been caught in the flood. You have been caught in the flood. You have been caught in the flood. We have been caught, I just see blood. Prophecy, gossip, and stuck to my tongue. I could be locked in this occupant, Oculus drug. Gotta play dead.
What's up, everyone? We're back, and we are going into the final match. And Light, I think he's likely to win here, but maybe not. Okay, let's be very realistic here.
Yeah.
Best looks in really good form. Light did lose in a pretty big upset to Larva. Larva 2-0'd him.
Yeah.
One time with an insane late game, and then a 4-pull.
Yeah.
And if you don't micro literally perfectly against that, you lose.
Yeah. All right. Benzene, Eclipse, Ringing Bloom. That's an interesting set of maps right there for these two to play on. I think it definitely can go either way. I think Light is slightly favored, but you can't be surprised if Best is able to win. I mean, he's got to be feeling good after eliminating Ogre's Gamer.
He's riding that high. All right, guys, game one. One player advances, the other one is eliminated.
벤젠에서 게임을 시작합니다.
okay, it's a one-on-one map. We have Light in the upper right. We have Best in the bottom left. And a couple things to note. I don't know if Best is going to do it, but there's a lot of exploitative strats in PvT on 1v1 maps. There's a lot that Protoss can do.
Sure.
You can go for a gas steal. You can go for a proxy gate. You can go for not even just a proxy robo outside their base, a hidden proxy DT. I don't know if we're going to have any of that here. I'm just saying it's an option.
Yeah, and I would say my guess here is he'll go Nexus first. Benzene, you can't really do the Marine Vulture Rush on. It's a little bit too long. We'll see. But I don't think you're really in need of doing an offensive gas or anything like that. Light's very good against these types of things. Like, a lot of times when you Zealot Rush, like, Light or Flash,
they just kill you.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, I didn't take any damage on anything. Like, you hit one Marine one time, and you lost 2
spent money
Zealots.
on a building that you can't use now.
Yeah.
I'll play around this.
So, let's see. Oh, I guess he's going to make a gate. So, no Nexus first.
Now, yeah, this I don't think Best will gas steal, but again, I do want to put this out there whenever we have one-on-one maps.
Yeah.
You have a list of strategies that can't be done on any other map.
Well, they can be if you scout them first with an
Well, you got a pylon on 9, yeah.
That's actually
Scout on
way
9.
more deadly than on a 2-player. And
He's going to go for it. Okay.
That's really interesting because Light could have blocked that. So
might
the fact that
actually-
he did not block it, like that was a conscious decision to not block it.
Yeah, I think you are actually completely correct, Artosis. I think he saw it coming and said, okay, I just go ahead.
Almost no Terran pros will just let it happen when it's that late. Right? So that's what I'm a little bit confused about. Like, the thing is, I don't even think it's theoretically bad to let him do it. You can just play against stolen gas.
Yeah,
Good Terran players know how to kind of just be like, yeah, this is fine.
So, couple things. And I want to talk a little bit just about the history of this real fast here, because this is one of these builds that it's actually been around since the beginning of StarCraft, kind of like the 4-pool, but this is a lot more complicated.
Gas steal?
The gas steal is an ancient build.
But no one did it way back. It like became popular.
People did it way back.
Not to me. People started doing this to me in like 2003, I think.
Artosis, this is a long time ago right now. We're in 2020. This is an ancient build, Artosis.
Like, no, 2003 was like
2003
yesterday.
was, yeah. So, taking the gas, first of all, Terran need to have gas to win any long game, against Protoss especially. Marines, the only reason why you usually see Marines made is because they need to have something to protect them while they get the factory units up. Now, Protoss, that's not necessarily true. They don't need gas anywhere near as badly as the Terran does. They're fine off Zealots. Zealots are just better units than Marines in almost all circumstances.
Yeah.
So, what you can basically do is you have some Zealots out, you take a Nexus and you expand. But, you know, from what Light is showing us in this game is that, whatever, just match that. Make your own command center. And you're very far apart on this map. This is not a map where either side really wants to rush. So I look at this and I really wonder, okay, so then what is Best's game plan, right? I mean, he just sort of, well, I guess we're going to see in a second here because...
Proxy Robo.
Yeah, it just seems to me like Terran answers this easily. Like on Eclipse, for instance, this I think is much more abusive. I think you send Zealots across the map, you put pressure on them. But I guess, yeah, so this is a setup to try to make a Robo here, unless he's got something really unusual we're going to see. But I think it's going to line up with 200-200 on a Robo.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess part of the rationale, by the way, I think Light's going to scout this.
He might. It's pretty big if he does.
Oh, he might not check the next expansion. He might look over here and say, nope, nothing, and go back home.
It's that metagame of proxying.
Yeah, like we see a lot of times in StarCraft 2. Oh, now a probe coming from there?
Yeah, now you know there's something up
suspicious,
there.
yeah.
There's no reason for a probe to be there right now.
And really, the element of surprise for a build like this is so important.
But that Robo's far enough away. He can actually make observers out of it and stuff.
He might.
It's
he
not
might
something
still
you
get a
look
reaver.
at.
He might still do it.
Yeah. You can absolutely just play with it because that is so far out of the way. Terran can't even actually attack that.
Well, Light says otherwise. He is going to actually attack that.
Well,
I don't know if he should do this though.
No,
I feel like
he shouldn't do this.
4
because
Marines.
A Zealot and a Goon can go kill those.
Yeah.
One
Why is
Zealot
he
and one
doing this?
Goon
This is so
easily
weird.
kills 4 Marines. Easily.
Now, I mean, the Marines are not that important, but this is a little bit weird. I feel like...
Yeah, he's just going to lose all of his Marines.
He's going to bunker rush Dertosis. What then?
Well, it only takes a few seconds for that to make, but he can kill the SCV very quickly as well. So yeah, that's weird for me to see.
I wonder if Light is a little bit, I don't know, shaky here. You know, this seems odd.
Well, you know what? Sending the Marines kept the units out away from his front, and so he has 2 vultures on the map now.
Okay.
So that might end up paying off anyways. But he's stuck here at 44 or 44. That's actually the hardest depot for Terran, by the way.
Oh, really?
That's like just a little fun fact for people out there. 44 or 44 is the most common supply block for Terran. But yeah, now he has these vultures out, so like maybe it was like okay, I guess. Like
yeah, I mean,
the thing
maybe.
is, the Marines are there to hold off those first few units. So the fact that now he's made like 6 or 7 Marines. Like he has mines around the map. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, very odd game here from Light. Now Dragoon range should be done soon. He does have an observer out, so I think he can go clean up those mines.
Yeah, he's going to get that unpowered, though. Those will kill that before the Goons can clear all the mines in between.
And for the third base, you always take the mineral, right? You can't.
Yes.
You can't just take the bottom right. I see a lot of Protosses and Zergs just going to the other corner of the map here.
No, but once you secure the natural or the mineral base, then you can easily take bottom right. It's not very hard to defend at that point.
Okay, so I don't know if the Robo is going to be remade right away here for Best. He might just go right into Arbiters and just try to only have 2 observers for a while.
Yeah, and I think that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. It's uncomfortable, but it's fine. It's also awkward because this map is huge. So if I was Terran, I'd be much more liberal with planting mines everywhere.
Oh, for sure that. And I think as Terran as well, if you see the observer come anywhere near a Goliath, you scan and kill it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You want to be aggressive about killing observers this game. And Best is being smart. He actually sent his observer that's scouting Terran like really far away from the Terran base after just kind of checking out what's up.
There might be some more vultures trying to run through here. So this is a race into 2-base Arbiter. Now he had to dump quite a bit of gas into that second Robo. He's not going to wait. So this is going to be interesting to see how the game develops from here. Going 2-base Arbiter, you can get a very quick recall as well as a very quick stasis.
Light is going to be attacking before then. He's actually staying on 2 base. He's going up to 6 facts. And yeah, so this is going to be very interesting to see because it's really very hard to attack and kill a 2-base Arbiter player before the Arbiter's out. And once the Arbiter gets out, it becomes very hard because you have limited scans and all that.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Also, you know, 1 good stasis. And stasis you can get pretty quickly. Actually, this is so quick, I don't know if he has stasis in time.
Well, yeah, he doesn't even have an Arbiter, so...
Right.
But he needs to slow this down. You know, it being this quick means it's not that many Terran units, but of course there's not that many Protoss units either. He lost a Robo already that he had to remake.
Right.
He's teching very quickly this game as well.
I think Terran's going to try to circle around here and up to the top. There's no reason to fight Protoss over here.
Yeah, the Vultures are really important here, right? He's running around, laying mines around the Goons, and this is just letting him see where the Goons are so he can get in position. And he has way outmaneuvered Best here. Look, he's building a turret that doesn't even matter, and he's like, I'll get that turret!
Yeah.
But actually, Best is now way, way in the wrong spot.
So Light is now in a great position to come crush him.
But there is the possibility of a flank now, right? Half the army of Best is on one side, and the other half is in his natural. Well, right, he's sending up the Zealots, but they don't have speed yet.
Oh my god, these Zealots are quite bad.
Yeah, he's actually targeting them really well. Has 3 tanks in siege mode left over to clear these Goons. The Goons have to back up. Now, maybe if he can stop reinforcements, he can get another group of units from his main base and clear, but it doesn't seem likely.
Oh, this is where the Protoss is actually going to be the one that gets sandwiched here. He realizes these Dragoons are isolated. He can just gut him down here, and that's going to allow him to then regroup and smash the natural. And I actually don't know that Best is going to last more than a few minutes.
It's looking very rough for him right now, that's for sure. He needs to get the tanks. That's very difficult, though.
Yeah.
Oh, he has his speed lots on top of him. A lot of vultures coming in.
Can he get 3?
Yeah. No, he does actually pull it back. Oh.
Okay, the Arbiter's out here, but there is one turret up. Can he get that shot off? He does. He needs to go for the block here.
Yeah. So important right there. But, I mean, he has so many vultures, he should continue to attack.
Yeah,
you can kill goons, you can kill cannons. He has to do it right away.
Yeah, this is the magic number of vultures where you can kind of sort of fight anything.
Man, what a tight hold right there by Best.
He wasn't mining gas there. He wanted all of his income to be on minerals.
Oh, yeah.
It was just going to be the tanks
Absolutely.
and then the vultures backing it up. Now again, stasis should be done as far as an upgrade goes. It's about 85 energy right now on that. If a tank does come up, he can freeze that tank and keep taking this fight. Dragoons can take on a ridiculous number of vultures, by the way.
Yeah.
He might even send this Zealot through here.
Yeah.
Just eat the mines.
Well, if he gets rid of the turrets, then his Arbiter kind of roams free, right?
Yeah,
and it becomes very difficult for Terran. You have to just keep spending scans and
okay,
everything.
no turrets.
He has 100 mana on his Arbiter. I think you're right that he would have gotten stasis in this situation.
Yeah,
no
you
matter
never get recall if they're just a 2-basing player. Well, I mean, you get it, but I mean, you don't get it first ever. No. Okay, a nice spread here and a very important pick off here. He takes out that Observer.
That's nice.
Protoss has to have an idea of what kind of fight he's going to be taking.
Oh,
wow.
Good drag.
Yeah.
Really good drag. Down to 1 tank here once again.
No freeze yet.
He's
going to conserve it here. He's got to be careful. That Arbiter is very, very low.
And he has a stasis, right? Holy crap, that's got one Goliath shot from death.
Oh, it's gone.
And he doesn't cast any spells with it.
I doubt he forgot it, but I don't know, man.
Oh my gosh, that is a really big flub. Like, even if he had stasis that tank right before it died, he would have cleared the rest of the units.
What does he have now? Just Zealots.
That doesn't do anything.
You need to have an even amount of Zealots and Dragoons coming out. Here's another Arbiter. Oh my gosh. Had that stasis gone down, I don't care what it's on.
Yeah.
It can be on a Goliath.
And the situation actually becomes better for Protoss here because you're building long-term value with Arbiters. You're not actually, as Terran, building any long-term value in a situation like this. You probably don't have 2-1 on the way.
No.
You're just making units trying to kill him.
He's forcing out scans. By the way, I feel like we saw a mine burrow, unburrow, burrow, unburrow, burrow, unburrow, burrow, unburrow, and still not actually die here.
That happens sometimes. Oh, the Arbiter tanking a lot of damage there. Some mines getting good hits as well.
Good kill on the SCV.
Very important.
Scanning. Oh, that's sick.
I like that. I do.
He doesn't have a shuttle right now, right? He lost that.
No, but his Arbiter can help clear it, and the goons can actually range up to it. But it's a nice little move. Oh, look at this. Does he even have scans? He's scanned a lot this game, don't forget. This is what happens against this. Like I mentioned at the beginning, like, you can run out of scans.
He did it. Oh my god.
Yeah, until mines just connect perfectly and kill everything.
And even with a scan, I think he has 100 energy now, right, on the Arbiter? He did it. He held this off. Now, in theory, the Protoss can win the game from here.
Yes.
This is like you
There's no
survived
third
it.
base.
Yeah.
I really doubt that there's a science facility, but there could be. Oh, he's mining gas again, so there should be.
He should have a second Arbiter coming out here soon, too.
That's really important. The fact that he's getting vessels, like, that gives him a bit of staying power here. And that means he should have +2 on the way. It's quite likely he's only on 1 armory. That would generally be what you would do on the 2 base in a situation like this. But he's going to need to start a 3rd command pretty soon here as well. It's a little bit tough.
Again, though, I mean, Protoss this game should be a cakewalk for a top-tier Protoss from here.
He definitely has a good lead.
And I don't think EMP would even be done yet.
Yeah, even if EMP finishes, you got to wait for 100 mana.
Oh, that's a good point. How much mana does a science vessel start out with?
63.
63. Yeah, this is going to be a real uphill fight right now. I got to commend Best here.
Or is it? No, it starts with 50. It's with energy upgrade. It starts.
Yeah,
with
that makes
63.
sense because
That's it.
Templar's
Sorry.
50 energy.
Yeah, yeah. 50
Energy upgrade 63.
Yeah.
Again, stasis is available. This is a pretty fearsome Terran army. Where's the rest of his army? Protoss.
It's up. Yeah, it's up at the 4th base. Yeah, this is tough to break. The spreading is magnificent. Normally, you want to like keep more pressure on them so they can't spread so well.
Stasis over here.
On one of the vessels.
There. We have another stasis available.
Yeah, he needs to hit a couple of these back tanks, I think.
There it is.
Oh,
He's disabled
man.
enough. The Protoss comes through here and crushes.
Yep.
The Terran has been punished for trying to end the game too quickly.
Well,
hold on.
Hold on,
Oh my
Tasteless.
God.
Hold the phone.
Holding.
Runs back to his Nexus, to the cannon. Look at the amount of scans he's having to spend. Like, I doubt he has more than one more scan right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, this what's crazy about this is like he's barely got enough.
Yeah. Laying the mines. The mines kind of count. You see how he's running away right now?
Yeah.
That's kind of signaling that he doesn't have the scan. Okay, the vessel actually comes up, though. That's huge. Now he actually has that detection.
Yeah. Did Best actually throw?
It's not over. It's not over. I mean, he's mining on 4 bases. Light is doing a lot of things well.
He's mining on 3 bases, to be exact.
Yeah, I guess that's, in fact, his natural and his main are mostly mined out, but Light is almost mined out, right? His main is mined out. His natural is very low on SCVs.
Do we have another stasis available? One's coming.
Not on that one. Okay, doing a dive bomb. That one really didn't do anything.
Yeah, that was definitely a failed
dive bomb.
attack there. He does use the Arbiters to snipe a tank. It takes forever, but you can do it. Again, there's no third CC. All Light is doing is making attacking units.
Yeah. And now his income is halved. In fact, it's more than halved.
Nicely done. He stasis his 1 tank there. He's buying time. That's 1 tank not hitting his Nexus. Does he have another stasis? I don't think so, right?
Oh, I don't know.
1 Arbiter goes down. That's huge.
Man.
Oh my God.
Well, they got rid of the Goliath. Oh, he's fighting with only Goliaths here against those 2 tanks. They are just wrecking. If he could have EMP or stasis those tanks.
Okay, he's gonna float to the 3rd. I love that idea. But that's 1 less scan.
That is right. Yeah, actually the vessel is at an even higher premium now.
Another stasis here.
That was a good stasis.
Yeah, he's just buying time.
You see the goons up at the top? They're waiting for this stasis to run out so they get a Goliath and a tank for free.
Yeah. Well noted. Look at that. Okay, so he takes that out. +2 attack, +1 armor. This is a very strong Terran army.
This is a crazy game right now.
He's actually using the Arbiter to shoot at the vessel.
Oh, look at this round of Zealots coming out. I think he's going to finally bust him once and for all.
Yeah, I think you're right. Second
Zealots
Arbiter out
running in.
here. Coming through here and just smashing everything.
And I think that's going to be it.
I think he did it. But hold on. Terran does have another base, Artosis.
Yeah, but
Terran's
it's just now mining. It's just now. And look at the supply. 60 to 103. Protoss's economy is better. He's got 2 Arbiters right now. Probably a 3rd popping out about now. Light just doesn't have anything.
Oh, he's got to be careful not to lose to these mines.
Yeah,
this has been an insane game.
It has been just wild.
No cannon here. Yes, Arbiters technically do have an attack. They do 5 damage per attack, and attack slower than a probe.
They actually do 10, but it's explosive.
5, so 5 damage to anything that...
Anything small.
Anything
5
small.
damage.
They do 10 damage to a Vulture? I don't know the damage type.
No, it's explosive, so it's like 5 to a Volt, I think.
5 to a Vulture?
Okay. I think it is.
Now, Protoss could try to recall here. That would be devastating. I think either the expansion or the main. He could try to push
recall is a win. A recall is a win. Killing 1 more army is a win. Killing a base is a win.
Yeah.
Light is like, he is hanging on by a thread right now. He's only in this game technically. His buildings haven't been killed, but like he's gonna look to make some moves, right? He's running around with some vultures and whatnot.
Yeah, I think all Terran has is mines.
Pretty much.
I don't think this is gonna do anything. He's got tanks to try to just slow progression, but
you can see he's just trying to be insanely cost efficient here.
Yeah, you see how he's spreading out here too?
Yeah.
Great stasis there, just gets the Goliaths.
And there's no holding on for Light.
Yeah, there's no way, I think, to recover here. And you can see just units flowing out here. Vessels going down. Oh.
Yeah, Light's got a GG.
Yeah, Best with a 1-0 lead. Light might get eliminated, guys.
Yeah, it is a definite possibility.
Yeah, now he's got the space up here. Keep in mind the Natural's about to mine out as well.
Yeah, that's a GG.
GG. What a game.
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
So close.
That was a crazy one. I gotta say, I was excited to see what Light was gonna do, but very pessimistic about it. It's incredibly difficult to kill 2-base Arbiter with a 2-base push.
Well,
and Terrans try it all the time. This is how I know, because people try it. Because they're like, well, he doesn't really have that much. But the thing is, they just hold off until an Arbiter's out, and then you start running out of scans.
Well, then there's 6 gateways are up.
Yeah.
And you just have speed lots, Dragoons with range, and Arbiters are coming out. And I mean, one stasis, if you're a 2-base scene, even if you just got a tank, it's like, oh, well, that's all right.
Yeah. And you have this flying unit, so you do need anti-air technically.
Right.
Which doesn't fight well.
Dragoons, if you get a vessel, Dragoons can kill a vessel very fast.
Yeah. And you saw, like, even though Best lost his army multiple times running through mines and stuff, it's like, just Terran's not building towards anything other than this push.
Yeah.
Even Light, who got, normally you don't see people get vessels out during that, so that was like a great add-on from Light.
Yeah.
The fact that he was able to manage that while microing that well is really impressive. But yeah, it's not quite enough.
No.
Best knew exactly how to deal with this.
Yeah, did he ever? Now we're going to go to Eclipse. Again, another 1v1 map. Let's not forget that game started with a gas steal. We could have it again here. A lot of dirty tricks in 1v1 maps for PvT.
Yeah, and this one's a bit smaller than Benzene, so you have more aggressive options. And there's more locations you can hide buildings and things like that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like 5 locations you can hide Proxy Gate here. And then, of course, the offensive gas. Nexus first is okay here as well. We'll see what he wants to do.
Eclipse for game 2, and that's going to start now. Light vs. Best continues on.
게임 준비 완료. 이클립스에서 게임을 시작합니다.
Okay, Light in the top right, Best in the bottom left. I think in this matchup, bottom left is a little bit better for Terran than top right.
Oh, is that right? Why is that?
Because the wide open area that you're trying to defend to take your 3rd base is like scrunched a little bit closer together in the bottom left, so it's a little bit easier to block like gateway man attacks. Whereas at the top, it's like just a little bit wider, so when they come in, it's a bit harder to defend the area.
Got it.
Don't know if that's how this is going to end up, a game like that, but definitely it's a possibility.
This could be a gas steal again.
Yeah, that's timed. You might be able to get a gas with that. Again, Light, I don't think he's afraid of a gas or anything, but you could adapt in a situation like this, right? Because he stole the gas and Light went for a gasless expand.
Yeah.
But if you're sealing the gas while actually teching up into goons, you can do something like a 2-gate range, and you will have like 8 goons before their tank at their bunker in that situation.
Oh, how funny.
So it becomes a situation where you have so many SCVs repairing that you're actually like losing quite a bit of money, and the goons can start sniping them. I actually like that play. When people steal my gas and then make a Nexus with no gas, I'm like, thank you. There's nothing that can hurt me.
So you think it's a good play to just take the gas, then they just take their own gas?
Yeah, you just tech up, but a little bit slower and keep pressure on.
Oh,
I think it's better like that personally, but
I prefer to go into Reaver.
Oh, there's the gas. Yeah, the Reaver's a proxy Reaver's quite good too. Yeah,
yeah, or even just a Reaver in my base. I'll expand and then go Reaver.
Oh, expand into Reaver's okay. Yeah.
I feel like that stops.
I think that's a more honorable play.
Well, it's also like a lot of people go Medic Marine, so you just kill it.
Oh,
if they go
yeah,
Medic Marine, you're like,
there.
okay, you're done.
For sure.
And then if not, it's like Reaver is just good to have.
Now Light scouts this. So if he goes gasless expand, that's going to be interesting basically to watch whether or not he does.
Yeah, it's funny because everything sort of gets moved around when you have the gas steal. It's just a very different game.
Yeah, like things are going to be later for Protoss, of course, but not as late as they will be for Terran. But I think so far, Best's strategy, what he's done here, has been very good. Now, Light just moved the SCV on top of the assimilator. Did you see that? Where he had 3 attacking from bottom, he moved 1 to the top.
No, I did not. I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Okay, see how there's 1 SCV attacking at the top of the assimilator? Yeah. Just watch. He'll build the gas with that one.
Oh,
okay,
I see.
So this is a little trick for my Terran bros out there. If you have the 3 SCVs, because normally you'll attack it with 3 SCVs and then any Marines.
Right.
If you have 3 SCVs attacking from the bottom of an assimilator, like he had at the beginning there, when the assimilator dies, all of them glitch forward, so you can't build the gas instantly. So the probe can actually re-steal.
Yeah, I've definitely done that in my games.
But if you move the SCV to the top, it doesn't glitch anywhere.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ooh, but I feel like you also gave a little tip to the Protoss players now. Now I know if I should go for it at all if I see that.
If you see them actually move an SCV to the top, they know it. Almost no one does that, but you should.
Damn.
Even I don't normally do that, or ever do that, I think, really. But
so the Nexus comes down.
Yeah, he was getting range, right?
I'm sure he got range.
So it's only on 1 gate, and he's going Nexus. But you know, you can put a lot of pressure on here, because I mean the factory has just started, so the amount of time, it's like 2 minutes. It's a little over 2 minutes until siege mode, so you can actually get a good amount of damage done. Like just force the repairs, right?
Is he gonna make a pylon up here again? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean he could. Just put it there. It becomes annoying later, I guess. Scouts when they're going there.
So the CV is going to come try to scout here. Best isn't going to let this happen.
Nice block.
As long as the Dragoon gets in front of the SCV, it'll never get up the ramp, and then you get a free kill.
Yeah. If you get in front of the SCV the first time and micro perfect, then it can't get up.
So the SCV's heading back now.
I love how there's 2 SCVs. Like he's really trying to scout, but he can't find anything. So you have to add an engineering bay in that situation. And if you're not, you're gambling.
And what are you most afraid of? Is it just like a DT walking up into
a DT free kills you.
Okay.
Like you just insta lose the game if they make a DT. That's why he sent 2 out, because he really doesn't want to go turrets here.
Right.
Like anytime you're forcing Terran
but
to make a turret,
he doesn't see anything. Does that mean that he still has to make it?
Yeah, you have to make it, or you're gambling.
But if you see a robo, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, if you see the robo, you can place all the gas and minerals, and then you know that there's not DT. But he couldn't get up there, even with 2 SCVs going. So, yeah, he has to go into the turret.
No SCV out on the map yet, either.
He'll be going Siege first here for sure, and we saw him add a second factory as well. I think... Oh, that... Okay, actually, I think it's Siege, but I think he's getting speed with it. We'll see about that. Like, sometimes you do like a 3-tank push with some Marines and then Vulture Rally. So that could be it with speed and mines, but you might want to get Siege just to make sure you live, and then speed to make sure they're not being greedy.
What do you think about Protoss getting speed with shuttles here? Like, when do you get it versus when do you not get it?
Yeah, I wish I knew that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a stylistic approach. Like, if you like to use that unit and you feel powerful with it, it can be really good. If you ever get speed, it slows down your Arbiter attack. So that's
true.
one good thing for Terran, but at the same time, you have to build far more turrets, and you have to be really careful about multiple shuttles.
Right,
Because 2 turrets will kill a speed shuttle, but 2 speed shuttles will fly over 2 turrets.
And the shuttles, multiple shuttle play is pretty devastating to Protoss, or to Terran.
It can be.
If they're just not ready for it, they just get crushed.
But if they're ready for it, it is not anywhere near
Yeah,
as
that's
strong.
true.
Okay, so you see he actually went into speed and mines here instead of that quicker siege mode. So that gives him a little bit of map presence. He's getting a lot of scouting done.
He had to let that pylon finish at the wall. He can't afford to let these vultures come in and get any kills.
And look at that. He gets the scout on the Reaver. That's an important moment.
You would much prefer to have, as a Protoss player, to have them see the Reaver the first time their SCVs are getting blown up.
Now, what tech do we see out of Best? Because it's time for him to choose, right? He can either go Gateway Man, Arbiter, or Carrier. Those are his choices. I guess he could go for that Psystorm approach that we saw, but it doesn't feel correct here. Going up to 4 gates is pretty standard.
He might go Shuttle Man. Lots of shuttles. You get the speed shuttles.
Could be.
Terrans tend to not like to just take a third base right away because you can just
Shuttle
Man them.
Shuttle Reaver, and I mean, this is kind of a tough situation anyways. This map, like we were talking about, right, it's very wide open.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it makes more sense to add some factories before your third command center.
Yeah.
So like if he goes 4 factories, third command center, that makes the most sense probably.
Well, this is, Fighting Spirit, it's possible to stop the Terran from expanding, but on this map, it's really possible to stop the Terran from expanding. You can get right in between them and you can just push the area in between the third and the natural.
Okay, he's making quite a few turrets, so playing very, very safe in that regard. That might signal to us that he's doing a push, because he's blocking observers from coming in and setting up anti-Reaver defense for when he moves out.
I think, to me, I would assume this is going to be a push for sure, right? I don't see any command center anywhere.
It feels like a push. It does. Yeah, that looks like a push to me.
But Light relying on a 2-base push, we've seen something like this before. This is a different kind for sure.
Yeah.
It's not a replication of the same game exactly.
This has a higher percentage chance to win, in my opinion, than the previous one that we saw.
But keep in mind, we got Reavers out now. In this, Reavers are very good against 2-base pushes. Oh, look at this. He just went around.
This is amazing. He
went
did something very similar in the last game where he's making a turret to make it look like something else.
Yeah.
That looks like he wants to expand to his third.
Yeah. No, when you see a turret out like that, you go, oh, you want to hold the ground here. Okay, cool.
And now Best is out of position. Look at this unit movement from Light. Oh my God, Tasis, he is going to get in on here. If he gets those 5 goons for free, how are you going to hold this? Your Reavers are up there. What are your Reavers doing up there? They're not doing anything up there.
No, I don't know how you stop this, and I think Best is going to realize he got duped.
He got duped. Damn, Light.
Okay, he's going to pick up the Reavers, but it's already, the idea, guys, with the Reavers holding the push is that you shoot at the vultures and the tanks as they're progressing across the map. Once Terran Siege is up here, the game's halfway over for the Protoss.
Dude, Light is a Protoss butcher this game. This is amazing what he's pulled off
Yeah,
here.
he just completely outmaneuvered him.
Yeah, and now that everything is brought back, he just does a straight rally. He's building turrets. He's harassing the minerals. Oh my God. You can't break this.
I don't think anybody can break
this.
He's got 2 shuttles, though. He's going to send these the Reavers and the Dragoons to try to catch reinforcements. He's probably going to have to pull these probes back into his main.
I mean,
he's going to lose his. Oh, hold on, Artosis.
Okay, he drops the 2 Reavers.
Wow.
I think that I don't hate this play.
Well, it seems crazy.
You can't really break this, so you may as well, right?
Oh, this is so cute. Look at this.
Oh my God.
He's actually just going to kill everything that's over here.
He got both the tanks and the SCVs. He got the SCVs in the main, and then he just killed tanks.
Nothing can reinforce here.
Oh my God. Now that he's splitting off to try to kill another base, Best is going to try to break the push. Oh my God.
I've never seen a move quite like that. 4 Dragoons in the front. Reavers suicided into the main. He's got to be careful.
Look how many kills he has on these. This is madness. He has almost 30 kills between those 2 Reavers.
He's going to go into the spider mines, I think. He lost both Reavers. We don't have a shot of it. They're dead.
Okay, yeah.
All right, but I still think Best loses. I mean, it was a cool play by him.
How many? Do we only have 4 tanks total left?
I think so. Ooh. And the Natural's still alive, Artosis.
He has a Goliath with this army.
He could
still
still
with range. That's no joke.
Huh.
Yeah, if he kills that Nexus, I think he's got it. Even if he loses this army, I think killing that Nexus is enough. Oh, it's just Zealots. Okay.
Yeah, I think he wanted to bomb the tanks.
Yeah. Wow.
Can he remake a Nexus over here at his natural, maybe? Is this a Reaver?
Goons. Oh, I don't think there's any Reavers. You don't have the money for that anymore.
Yeah. Well, he's going to try to break out.
Yeah, but I don't think he has time to save the Nexus. I think the Nexus just falls.
Oh, he's dropping something.
Yeah, he's dropping
a Reaver.
Oh, there is another Reaver, but there's 4 tanks right there. That was a sick Scarab, and he picks it up, loses the Reaver, but a lot of damage on these. This many goons coming up. He lays some beautiful mines right there.
Good split. Is so
good split.
Good. He's so good.
He's gonna save it. How do you save that Nexus? Just like that and only like that.
Oh my God.
Hold on. We have more vultures coming down.
Now, I don't know what the SCV count is for Light either. He lost, I think, more than half of his SCVs in his main.
Yeah. He lost like all the SCVs in the main.
Yeah.
He really took a...
I think Light still takes it, but Best is just so tenacious, man.
He's so good. He's so good. He has every tactic.
Yeah.
They're all at his disposal.
He's got to make a Nexus here and just uphill fight. But look, he did something like this before.
I don't think there's anything left for him, though, you know? He's making so few units, and, like, the Terran units are just more microable. If you have him in a good position. Like, he has a decent amount of goons, and he has 2 shuttles. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I don't think that Light can actually force a kill here. Right? But I think Light can't die, you know?
Well, I think Light might be able to force a kill. Let's see how these drops go. Okay, there's the Reaver up. Good targeting on the Reaver.
4 more tanks up there. Yeah, no, that is going to be a kill.
GG, what a series so far. This is insane.
Sick games.
Damn, is
Sick
Polypoid
games.
is next? Oh, no, it's Ringing Bloom.
Ringing Bloom, you're right.
Ringing Bloom, yeah.
Bloom. Okay,
Damn.
yeah, no, this was...
What a night.
These games are madness, man. I can't believe you went into the 6-pack again. It's wild, but Best was playing super greedy that game, man. And the fact that he tricked him, like he was building that turret, and you only build that turret there when you're taking your 3rd.
Yeah. No, it's so smart.
And he had the turret ring, so he didn't know if there was a command center.
No, it's so smart because anytime I see a turret out like that, I go, oh, you want to try to get this whole area safe so you can expand somewhere.
Well, a lot of times the rules about, in my opinion, the rules about if you see turrets for Terran, you're like, well, they have to basically sit there because they don't have scans, right? They don't have any sort of mobile detection. The turret is generally signifying a very defensive play.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he made the best of a bad situation. He sent out the 2 SCVs, couldn't find anything, had to make a turret because of that, so you don't lose to DT. And then here we are. He like sets up this entire build where he's denying observers with the turrets that he didn't want to make.
So crazy.
And then running around like the edge of the map with his entire army, outmaneuvering Best, getting into position, killing his natural. Madness.
We're going into the final game of the night. This will close out Group B. Either Light or Best takes it. Right now, Best has beaten Light twice tonight. Light has only won once, but it's all going to come down to this final
ASL
game.
시즌 10 게임 준비 완료. 링잉 블룸에서 게임을 시작합니다.
Right. Excellent. Best in that bottom right and Light in the bottom left. I think positionally speaking, this is good for Light. Doesn't have the back of his natural facing towards Best, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, I'm excited to see Light's game here. A lot of people know about the types of plays he's doing. He has a 2-port Wraith build TVP on this map, which is super cool. Right?
Yeah.
That's as cool as you can get.
I love that things that are supposed to be impossible are
Yes.
becoming possible in Brood War.
Yeah, and a part of that is the maps, and a part of that is the genius of the players getting better and better. But I've seen him actually do the 2-port Wraith build a lot on this map. So it's a fast expansion build into 2-port Wraith, and
but you think he's going to do it here? Would he?
He might.
Should he? Could he?
Because as soon as you go 2-port Wraith, shuttles don't do anything, Reavers don't do anything.
Okay.
You can't go carriers, right? You're kind of just forcing a ground army, and then Light plays a macro game out of that, right? He has like 3-4 Wraiths with Cloak, and he's, he basically robo units suck now, and he takes his third base and starts massing and can take a fourth, and yeah, I don't know if he's going to do it tasteless, but everyone's aware of it, especially because he beat Bisu with a variation of it.
Which is insane, man.
Yeah.
We're going to have Nexus on 12. No surprises here for a Protoss player on this map. Take the free base. Take it right away.
Yeah, and Light is going to be going for a command center first as well. There's only a very slight risk. They have to Zealot Rush to actually punish this.
And that's just unlikely.
Very unlikely, yeah. Because if they do anything like a gasless expand, you've wasted your opportunity to go Nexus first.
Right.
Because Nexus first basically can't be punished here.
Right.
Like maybe 2 barracks in the center, maybe.
Yeah, even then it's like,
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. Okay, so likely what we'll see is a, oh, okay, he actually puts that bunker right there. Or the depot, rather. You have to set up your wall in such a way. The reason why this map is really interesting, I think, from the Terran side, is you can wall it in with a bunker that will hit any goons that can see on the high ground.
Yeah.
I think that exists at all the positions, but I'm not 100% on that.
I think you're correct on
like,
that.
see right below this depot, you can build a bunker there, and then it's like you can't be pressured, because high ground bunker with Marines will beat goons.
Most of the games we cast, actually I should pretty much say all the games we cast or see or play, it's Dragoons fighting bunkers on the low ground.
Mm-hmm.
So the ability to have a bunker on the high ground really eases the pressure off the Terran.
Yeah.
Not having to worry about Dragoons chipping away at your one line of defense before a tank comes out is huge. And that could even allow the Terran to skip a couple steps here.
Yeah. Well, here's a few things, right? We saw that rush game that was really magnificent where he skipped tanks and went Goliaths with range.
Mm-hmm.
That was his answer to how strong things like Reaver are here.
Yeah.
Now, Light has a different answer that we have seen quite a bit, which is the 2-port Wraith. Will he do that here? I don't know, but he definitely can get away with it. There is not a Protoss build that is going to be able to do anything, right? Okay, double fact, so he's going to skip out on the Wraith. I'm a little bit disappointed, but not surprised.
Well, I mean, it's a cool strategy, but
it
like
got too
right
famous
now,
lately.
Yeah. I think if you hadn't seen it before, maybe this is the moment where you do it. But right now, I don't know. Okay, the scouting SCV has been cleaned up.
Now, something we've seen before in this type of situation, and something we've seen from Light in this type of situation, you can actually go for a 4-fact push. Like a 5-tank 4-fact that you're rallying vultures to.
Okay.
When it's either a gasless expand or a command center first against a Nexus first. I don't know whether or not he will do that, but the amount of Marines he's making makes me think it's going to be at minimum pressure. Like, he'll probably make 3 tanks and kind of just do a push out and then rally vultures and see where he goes from there. That's my guess for this.
It is interesting that you can just rush into tech. You don't have to get that tank out right away. You don't have to worry about the siege. It really does change a lot of the way that the Terran has to deal with the Protoss. Oftentimes in matchups, one race is trying to get something out to just last, to allow them to last and propel themselves onto the next part of the game.
Yeah. All right, first tank is out. Of course, this really looks like it's just going to be a Reaver drop coming up, right? It's got those 2 Zealots out on the map. Here comes the shuttle. It doesn't have any sort of Reaver, though. Maybe just some light drop harassment in the back.
I guess he could prop. The weird thing is when you do this and you show it, oh, he might want to do an elevator strat.
I think this is just, it's going to like buy him a little bit of time, right? Like,
I guess. I mean, now you know that there's probably a Reaver coming though, right?
Yeah. You kind of expect it on this map.
Yeah, but still.
Now you definitely know though.
Now you're like, okay, well, let me shoo these units away from my base and then win. What's he teching to? He is teching to Reaver, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
But Light's build, well, he did go for like that pressure thing that I was talking about, where it's like the 3 Marines or the 3 tanks plus the Marines. But there's nothing really to pressure. You know, there's going to be like a Reaver out and a few gateway units, and it's up a ramp, so I'm not sure that he's going to get anything really done with it. If Best had taken a 3rd, he would be able to do something against it.
Okay, so he kills 1 Vulture there. What do you think about this push coming here? It seems like Protoss has enough Dragoons, right?
Yeah. No, this isn't going to do anything. It's a pressure build. Like you know, if he had taken a 3rd, you might get a cancel on it.
Right.
Or you might get a kill on it. But he didn't. He's playing a more conservative game here. Have a few mines out. Thing is, he knows it's like Reaver. I don't think anyone can really do much of anything to each other because they're both playing a more conservative game right now.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like anybody has any real opportunities here. I thought for a second Light was just going to keep pushing. I thought, that's strange.
Yeah, that would be. That certainly would be. Okay, well timed on the Citadel. He's going to be right on the money for his Arbiter tech.
And this is going to be the usual moment where the Protoss takes a 3rd. This place is much more desirable to expand to. You're much safer here. It's much more. Oh, that's
awesome.
Big. That's big.
That's a long travel distance for a little probe.
Okay, here we go. Reaver is inside the base, and that is a good shot.
That is an excellent shot. 4 kills already. 8 kills!
Oh, he loses the Reaver inside the shuttle. Man, had he gotten 1 more Scarab off there and hit those tanks. Now, that's a lot. I mean, again, you never want to lose the shuttle and the Reaver, but if the Reaver can go down killing as many things as it possibly can, that's pretty good.
Well, I think that I'm not actually sure what Light is going to do here. I feel like he needs to make a 3rd command center. But he's been doing only 2 base pushes, you know?
Yeah.
That looks like 2 base push. Yeah, more facts.
Doesn't seem like it's a great map to try a 2 base push, but he did just kill a shuttle and a Reaver, so maybe there's some downtime here.
Yeah, and that shuttle had speed, right? So that's like, that's more stuff missing, right? It's like, that is a weaker army. So maybe he can move out and actually get something done.
Is there another Reaver in here?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess there is.
Wow.
Yes, tasteless.
Okay, that one's going to dud. Still, though, I mean, this is just so much damage, but this push coming here from Terran, I mean, I guess Protoss has sort of, kind of, a little bit?
He has some, but the Terran army's definitely better. Oh, picking off some units, though. That's always nice. Ooh, the flank.
I don't know, man. These Zealots are going to get right up in the front.
He has to target his tanks. The tanks have to hit goons. Oh, God, the shuttle's back already?
Oh, he's gonna smash this.
Smash.
Best smash. Like Hulk smash.
Ogre Sir Gamer.
Ogre Sir Gamer smash. I am worried now that Light can't recover. Those are all of his tanks.
Yeah, it's a terrible position.
What an odd move for him to do. He saw a speed shuttle with Reaver.
Well, when he killed it,
I think there was an extra shuttle sitting around, so a Reaver just popped at it. Because, yeah, it seemed like the build time that would normally take to make either a shuttle or a Reaver, there was a shuttle and a Reaver again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he was making the eBay, but, like, he had no defense there, and then he just... Once the Reaver gets there and you're already out in the middle of the map, I kind of agree with continuing to go. Because as soon as you turn around, you're like, okay, you have every advantage, Mr. Protoss.
Whenever you see a Terran 2 base like this and it gets held, it usually means the Protoss is probably ready to win.
Yeah.
With the initial attack, especially when Reavers are at play.
Yeah.
Because remember, guys, the Terran, you know, this isn't like a +2 attack, +1 armor timing push on 3 bases where you roll across the map and kill them. This is a build where you, oh, hold on a second. I'll get to that in a minute.
Oh my God, another one?
Thought that would kill, 7 kills actually is pretty good. Yeah, I mean, a Reaver can always get a few good Scarab shots off and just kill Terran units. And, you know, you can whittle a push down over time. And also, we're not even really seeing light micro at all here. Best is taking his 4th, which is usually the nail in a coffin on a 2-base Terran. Again, you know, it is light. He's got all the tactics you need to take a game, but I'm worried he's been pushed all the way back where he's, you know, going to have to hide on his high ground.
It's a real bad spot. I mean, if he hadn't lost that entire army and or hadn't taken so much damage from the drops, like,
dude.
But everything's gone poorly for him, really.
What's crazy is that Best keeps suiciding shuttles in here. Oh, what?
Yeah. Oh, got the shuttle. Okay, well, that
weird drop.
That didn't do too much.
No. Okay, I think he's going a little bit too ham here. I
Yeah,
think you just
that one was too ham.
Save your shuttles, and just save your Templars, storm him, and kill him.
Yeah, I think you're pretty much right. Like, maybe he's far enough ahead that it doesn't matter, but it feels to me like if your opponent is in a position where they must kill you with an attack, or at least do lots of damage with an attack to come back, why not save the Psystorms for the army? Like, killing those SCVs is win more. Let's just get to win.
That is very win more. Absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, all you have to do is Psystorm his army when it comes down on the low ground, take the fight, cannon up at all your bases, and win.
Let's see what's in this drop. Maybe a tank and 2 bolts.
I love that you abbreviate vultures and Goliaths. You call it Gauls and Volts. And
yeah.
Can you call the tanks Taz while you're at it?
No,
man?
those are tanks as well. I mean, I don't have time for that. Do you know how much APM it takes to play Terran?
Yeah. Again, he just keeps storm dropping. Now, I feel like Best is going to know way better than we would, but man, he is really throwing away a lot of. I mean, he's doing damage, but he's throwing away a lot.
Yeah.
In the process.
Well,
I do think he'll still end up smashing Light. I think we're going to see Light come out and get crushed, but maybe not.
Well, when you're playing against someone who's not going Arbiter, right, you just want to keep making units. That's kind of a general rule. Against Arbiters, you have to be a little bit more cognizant of the Arbiter timings and what they can do. But here it's like, well, I mean, if he keeps building his army, and he keeps it pretty spread so Psystorm is minimized, how does, you know, that's where you get really cost efficient as Terran, basically. He can't attack right now, I don't think.
That's a pretty safe spot for Terran.
But actually, army size is probably relatively close, because I bet you that Best is up by 20 workers.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it's not as, I mean, the supply differential is pretty big, but I think a lot of it is in the workers. Okay, he's making the 3rd.
So again, if you had Psystorm ready, well, here we go. I think he has more Psystorm ready.
Yeah, yeah. Those storms actually not that impactful.
Not bad though. Here's the storms that are going to start to hurt.
Right there.
Yeah, that is the storms that you wanted to get. And I think we're going to have another storm down here. This is going to be. Is this game? I think this is game, right?
I think he's barely going to hold.
Yeah, but.
Yeah, I think he's barely going to hold.
Wow. Well, I think the next wave then.
Yeah, yeah. Best has this game.
Yeah, this is a
You can't drop this low in supply as Terran. It just doesn't work. You don't have defilers, you can't win a game.
Templars are dragging mines into tanks.
A mine drag with the slowest unit. It's like a Reaver mine dragging.
I can't believe Light's probably going to be eliminated.
Yeah, it's actually really sad.
Well, he did get outplayed in his games, man. You know, I mean, it wasn't like it was.
He had a couple questionable.
I mean, I guess Larva's games were like, well, you know,
well,
you're going to hell for that, yeah.
You're going to hell for that. Oh man. There's a lot of Zerg Ogre gaming going on tonight. Should make that pro team. Action and Larva are the only players on it. Zerg Ogre gaming.
They take their clubs out and cross them and Well, StarCraft 2, you got it. We could have Archon drops. You guys happy? No, we see what you guys see.
He does that,
now.
he's clowning.
Yeah. No,
they
it's
don't
good.
They don't even drag mines. It's like the worst thing you could drop on a Terran army.
Well, they recover all their shields, Artosis.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, Act 5, go. He just keeps dragging stuff.
Yeah.
So you never see Archons ever in GG. You never see Archons in a, oh my god, he dematrixed the shuttle. That's going to protect Best into the round of 8.
Yeah, and Best so happy with himself here.
Yeah.
Big congrats to him. I mean, he fought
Wow, this is
hard tonight.
huge. I mean, look at the adrenaline going through him. He's so happy. What a relief.
Round of 8 is excellent, man. Now he's playing best of 5s against people. Best? Maybe we have to add him on the list of people who could actually end up winning this tournament.
He might. It seems like he's finally hit
the way he played tonight?
Yeah. Well, he was actually dominating and then getting like so ahead. He's like, I don't know, flying it with speed shuttles and storm dropping. And
I feel like I saw the least mistakes out of him tonight, out of everyone.
Yeah, I think so.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I think only his first game against Light were there like some noticeable things that were very questionable.
Well,
and
he
everything
had a
else was
bad
really
opening,
good.
and then he almost won anyways.
Yeah, it's true.
And look at Light. I mean, he's just he's feeling this moment.
Yeah.
It hurts. He was so...
That's unfortunate. That's the best Terran in the world right there, man. He's not going to the round of 8, out in the round of 16, which means we're only going to have 1 Terran in the next round.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
1 Terran in the round.
Good riddance. Get him out.
And do you know why that
Let's
Terran
have the
made it, by
aliens
the
win.
way? He made it because there were 3 Terrans in his group and someone had to make it.
Oh, wow.
Tell me more about No Protoss Boneless. Tell me more.
Time to come back, Flash.
Yeah.
The human race is in jeopardy. What a day. What a day.
It was an insane
What a week,
day.
actually. We've had so many good games.
GSL last
GSL,
night,
ASL.
best night of the year.
So cool.
Yeah. Happy times.
So Best moves on. We're going to have an interview with him shortly and see how he's feeling. And Larva moves on. 4 pooling Light in game 2 to win, but he did manage to beat Light's mech as well using Broodlings from Queens.
Yeah. He didn't lose any games tonight.
No shame in doing that.
But shame in the 4.
Lots of shame. Lots of dirt in the 4 pool.
Yeah.
But it's exciting to see Larva move on. I think both Larva and Best are players where you can really root for them.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of personality.
Huge fan bases for those two.
Our second player to advance to the round of 8 is Best. Congratulations.
와,
Thank
정말
you.
높게만 느껴졌던
Wow.
16강의 벽을 7시즌 만에 넘어서고 8강에
It seemed like it was the highest wall you had to climb, but you made it.
경기가 끝나고 나서
And here you are, you're in the quarterfinals.
표정을 제가 화면에
After the matches, you seem elated.
어떠세요?
이렇게
How do you feel?
8강이 어려울 줄 몰랐어요.
그러니까요.
8강이 이렇게 힘들 줄 몰랐는데
I never imagined I'd advance to the quarterfinals. I didn't know it was going to be so hard too.
너무 힘들더라고요. 그 8강 가는 거 자체가. 그래서
Whenever I saw the other players, I felt like they got to make it to the quarterfinals easily.
응어리가 막 깨진 느낌이었어요.
I'm very happy.
그래서 참 다행이다 싶었어요.
After I finished the game, I realized, oh my God, I made it. Something is broken down in my mind. I'm really happy.
선수를 바라보는 많은 분들이 도재욱 선수의 실력만큼은 정말 누구도 의심하지 않았거든요. 항상 마지막에 아쉽게
A lot of players had, a lot of fans said Best probably has enough skills to get to the quarterfinals.
오늘은 기어코 그 벽을 넘어서는 데 성공했습니다. 뭐가 좀 달랐던 것 같나요?
But usually you were losing in the past, and after a very close matches, what was the difference today?
온라인에서 하려다 보니까
I try to do a very different build and show a different approach to the game.
좀 빌드를 이것저것 섞다 보니까 좀 좋은 결과 나온 것 같아요.
Before I was trying to do safe and conservative builds.
초반에 불리했더라도 꾸역꾸역 끝까지 뒤집으려는 도재욱 선수의
I
투지
think that
같은
worked out well
것들이
for me.
느껴졌어요. 특히 이재호 선수의 첫 번째 경기에서는
We could also feel your spirit.
싸움 끝에 결국에
Fighting so hard in each of those games, they were so
거의
close.
따라잡는 모습까지 보면서
Even though you lost
도재욱
matches,
선수의 표정이 그다지 어둡지는 않게 느껴졌거든요.
you were always trying to come back, even in the games that you lost.
패자전에 빨리
We could all feel that.
했어요. 왜냐면 저거 확정이니까.
Seems like you have so much potential now.
해서
That's true. Even though I lost the first match, I just focused on preparing on the losers matches. When I watched the replays, I realized if I play a little bit better, I can still win my games. So it gave me hope. I thought, okay, well, I've still got it. I've got an opportunity to move on.
빌드를 많이 가져왔더라고요.
And I kept that
근데
mindset.
오히려 굉장히 스무스하게 대처하는 도재욱 선수의 모습을 봤는데 전혀 당황하거나 하시진 않았나요?
Action prepared some very strategic builds.
떨어지면 끝이라는 생각이 있으니까
네.
더 편하더라고요. 그래서
What were you thinking when you experienced such an odd opener?
주요했던 것 같아요.
오히려 경기에서 편안한 마음을
If I lose in
보니까
the losers match, it's
너무
just
잘 됐고요, 오늘.
elimination.
도재욱 선수 경기력에서 정말
So I thought,
도재욱
okay,
역시
let's just
물량,
focus on trying to get through. I got to be comfortable, relaxed, and I can do this.
최종전 1세트가 아마 오늘 경기 중 가장 명경기가 아니었을까 하는 생각이 듭니다.
We also saw how well you can produce in these games. Your macro was incredible.
갑자기 저 그때 눈물 날 뻔했어요. 저 앞에 죽을 때 갑자기 아 이게 왜 죽어 하는 마음에.
Actually, in that game where I was really fighting back when my arbiter was killed, I almost wanted to cry.
최대한 해보자 했거든요. 와, 그게 좀 주의했던 것 같아요.
이재호 선수가
I
스킬이
had to pull
없는
it together there.
타이밍에 도재욱 선수가 와
I was so
이걸
panicked in that
막아내고
moment.
승리를 가져가네라는 말이 절로 많은 분들에게 나왔을 것 같아요. 이재호 선수가 좀 계속해서 타이밍 러쉬를 좀 시도를 했는데
A lot of people are still surprised. Despite losing your main armor, you were able to recover.
경기도 셔틀이 딱 중간 내렸는데 수비하러 오는 병력이 없길래 아 또 타이밍이구나 이 생각을 했어요. 그래서
When I was sending my shuttles into his base,
게이트 늘린 게
I didn't see much army
자
there.
이제 드디어 도재욱
So I
선수의
thought, okay, he's playing a similar game to the games in the
볼
past.
수 있게 됐습니다.
So I was already prepared to defend that when I saw that there was nothing there to fight back on my drops. Well, I certainly look forward to your best of 5 matches.
8강이 20대 때
We haven't seen you in a situation like this in a long time. I'm sure you must be very excited.
이제 처음인데 ESL 그래도 그동안 제가 나이 헛먹은 게 아니라는 이제 판짝이 보여줄 수 있도록 하겠고 이제 맨날
I will show that I've still got it.
네.
I'm going to show some great best of 5s, guys.
달라볼게요.
그리고 오늘도 이렇게
I think I just keep repeating myself.
도재욱 선수에게 큰 도움을
I'm a different man this season.
있잖아요. 임성춘 해설님에게도 한 말씀 해주시면 좋을 것 같은데요.
저 끝장 좀 불러주세요.
Was there anybody who helped you prep?
네,
Into the rain.
축하드리고요.
Any words for him?
응원해주신 팬분들에게도 한 말씀 감사하다는 말씀 부탁드립니다.
Please give me a ring.
정말.
Let's play on our stream together.
그 16강 탈락
Anything to your fans? Any words to your fans?
기대도 했다가 뭐 욕도 했다가
Every season I get eliminated in the round of 16.
그래도 준비는 꾸준히 열심히 하고 있거든요. 그래서
A lot of my fans have been very disappointed, and they've had higher expectations for me.
감사합니다.
I don't always show those results right away.
축하드립니다, 도재욱 선수.
Don't lose your hope
감사합니다.
on me.
자 이렇게 해서
I'll pay you
오늘의
back
두
in the
번째
future.
8강 진출자 도재욱 선수와 함께했습니다.
Congratulations once more.
Right. That is that, Tastes. It was an excellent night of games.
Yeah, it really was.
Really a lot of fun here tonight. I'm very surprised at how it went. I actually would have guessed the opposite. I would guess like light first, action second. If
Yeah,
you really,
that's kind of what I thought.
know, something like that. But I love it. I love it. This round of 8 is really shaping up. Larva and Best, amazing players to watch.
And we've only got one more day of the round of 16 left.
I love, by the way, that a 4-pool won tonight.
Oh yeah.
It actually makes it really interesting.
Wait, what am I talking about? We have 2 more days of round 16. I'm
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
GSL and ASL mixed up here. Excuse me, guys. We've
Yeah.
had a lot of casting days here. We're going to be back on Sunday, 7 p.m. And this is kind of what our whole tournament's been leading up to. Flash is going to be playing random. We've got Free, we've got Snow, we've got Hero.
That is such
Whoa!
a hard group, Tasteless.
Yes, it is, Artosis.
Like, I think Flash is going to win that game 1, but beating Hero or Snow is going to be a tall order. Well, unless he just rolls into Terran, right?
Taking on Snow in a ZVP or a PvP, I don't know if he can do
it's
that.
difficult.
Hero, ZVZ.
You know what? Flash has that. He's getting out of that group. As far as
crazy.
the other one, that one's a hard one to predict as well, man.
Yeah, I haven't been thinking about Group D as much just because Flash occupies plenty of the real estate in my mind.
Yeah.
Thinking about this tournament, and you know, we're casting so much as sort of group by group, but
yeah.
D's going to be interesting because we're going to get to actually finish up the final 8 and see who faces who.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what that bracket's looking like and everything. Oh my God, ASL is so wonderful this season. So many exciting things going on.
Good month for StarCraft here. By the way, after Group D, we're going to do the bracket draw.
I don't believe we'll be starting early. Yeah, we won't be. It says right there.
Yeah.
7 p.m.
All right. I can't wait for Sunday. I think that's where everyone is going to be really hyped for that Flash random to see how that goes down.
Yeah, and I mean, how many games will he roll Terran? That's another thing. If Flash rolls Terran, he should win no matter what.
Pretty much.
He has an advantage, and he's the best player of all time.
You got a question as well, how his opponents are going to play against him? Because you could just completely gamble as his opponent.
You end up with weird builds. People have to make calculated bets or risks against random.
Yeah.
And so he may end up in a situation where he just hasn't really played against something like this yet. So there is that.
Bit of gamble going on.
Gamble.
All right, this was fun. Great night. This whole week has been fantastic.
It's been great.
Yeah.
We have the day off tomorrow, but we're going to be back on the same YouTube channel on Saturday for the GSL Code S. That's at the time that our broadcasts are not normally on.
1 p.m.
Yeah, 1 p.m. And then we'll be back on Sunday with the ASL.
Yes.
So we have 1 day off.
Yeah. And you know what? I just got to get on the Brood War ladder, so I'll see you there.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm so happy right now. I mean,
games were so good
But I
today.
am also sad that Lights out because now it's like, well, Rush and then Flash when he
now this
Terran. That's it.
My tournament.
That
okay?
seems like that's been most of the tournaments.
That's the way it should be. Lots of Protosses. I'm excited. And again, I don't know if Flash is actually going to win with random. It's hype. It's the most hype thing ever if he does. That's the hardest thing that's ever been done.
Yeah. He can do it.
Hardest game ever made. We're going to be going into best of 3s and best of 5s. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
That's all the time we have, guys. We love you. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you for GSL on Saturday. Bye-bye.